I wonder if Artie bet the over. He's not here. He's in California.
He's calling in like 20 minutes.
I have a feeling like he probably didn't. Like at the last minute he went, everybody says I'm crazy and there's going to be a good defensive game, and then he didn't bet the over.
No, he wasn't wavering on it. In fact, his guru, Sam Simon, told him it's a sure thing, so that was really making Artie go with it.
He must have had a tough first half, though.
You know what? There was 3 minutes left in the half. It was 0-0. I'm thinking Artie's on a chair with a noose around his neck.
Yeah, right. Probably hung himself and never got to see the fact that the over came true.
Right. You're having the exact conversation I had with myself watching the game when I thought of Artie's betting.
Artie was right, though. He even said, I don't like betting New England. I don't like betting the Panthers because with the outcome of the game, if you bet the Panthers, actually, you would have won.
Right, because they didn't cover the spread.
That's right. So...
it was a hard game to call, and he was absolutely right about that.
Yeah. Well, let's just see if he bet it.
Right.
See, knowing him, at the last minute, he backed out. Meanwhile, I had the worst Super Bowl experience. I'm watching the Super Bowl. Everything you could do wrong watching the Super Bowl, I did.
Let's hear this.
All right. First of all, I had sex during the Super Bowl, which made me tired. That's number one.
At what point, if you don't mind?
And I drank a bottle of wine.
At what point did you have sex? Like in the first quarter?
First quarter. I didn't miss a thing.
So then you have no recollection of what really happened at the end.
No, here's what happened. You know what? I'm not as dumb as I look, and I look pretty dumb. But I'm just so pissed off at myself.
I'm smart. Not like everybody says.
By the way, I had sex with a woman, not like everybody says. All right? And that's not gay.
No.
Hey, now. To have sex during the Super Bowl is the only reason that you're allowed to leave the Super Bowl. That's the only time.
Yeah, of course.
Anytime you could have sex for a guy.
But see, you don't leave to take the kids somewhere or take out the trash. You don't leave for that.
Well, Beth said, let's watch the Super Bowl. Let's watch the Super Bowl naked. And I said, if I do that...
you know you're having sex.
I know I'm having sex, so I can't do that.
But why did
She said it was warm in the apartment, so she was in her bra and panties. I mean, this is crazy. I said, this sex is going to go on.
Why couldn't you have sex at halftime?
Because they had the lingerie bowl to watch. And let me just tell you. I had
the lingerie bowl. You were planning.
Wait. Oh, yeah. I had the whole thing planned. Here's what I did. So, first of all, I was so manly during Super Bowl. You're going to be so proud of me. I took out the George Foreman grill, which is great, by the way. First time I ever used one.
Awesome. I've never used one.
It is awesome.
You got to get the one I got. It's like $60.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're all, they're always saying, I have actually given them as Christmas presents, but I've never bought one for myself.
Got to get one. I made turkey burgers. I just got turkey meat. And it's talk about low calorie. I took mustard. There's even a little recipe book. I took Dijon mustard.
Is this in the George Foreman recipe book?
Yeah. I took Dijon mustard, about 6 tablespoons and 2 pounds of chopped meat, and put it all through with I chopped up onions and peppers. Made little patties. You put it in the George Foreman grill. You close the thing.
Right.
6 to 8 minutes later, they're done.
Perfectly grilled.
And they're perfect.
Greaseless.
Greaseless, but
that's the whole
tasty.
thing. And I don't understand why George Foreman looks the way he does if he's using his grill.
Because George Foreman lucked out, man. He really did.
Oh, yes, he did.
You know what it is? To me, it's like he's the male guy that's got the Thigh Master. It's like there's a million products.
Except he's got a good product.
Yeah.
George Foreman Grill.
Well,
God
you
bless
don't
him.
realize that, he got that deal, and then he had that Midas deal, I think it was. That's the transmission place he talks about, right?
Right.
𝗦𝗵cie. Okay, 𝗦𝗵cie mufflers. And then he won the title again. Nobody ever expected that to happen. And it went crazy. Everything went crazy with his name on it. And then he sold that company for I don't know how much money.
That dude, if he went back into boxing as an old man, and people loved him for it, and then that's how he got the endorsement of the George Foreman Grill, forget about it.
And the whole thing got sold, and he made a couple of $100 million.
Anyway, it was beautiful. I opened up a bottle of wine, from Dr. 𝗪𝗂𝗿𝗱.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Whoa. What is that stuff?
I don't know.
What do you think how much
where is it from? It always has like a strange name.
It comes in a wood box. I looked it up. It's from, it's a French.
I got a case of it.
I think it's a French Bordeaux.
I don't know. I got a case of it.
Right. He always sends a case to everybody. It comes in a wood crate.
Yeah. I figured it's good wine. It tasted great. Opened up a bottle of wine. Had,
Well, I don't know if you drink wine at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. We drink a beer.
Sorry. I was drinking wine with my George Foreman.
That's not in the rule book.
George Foreman turkey burger. And I made 2 baked potatoes in the microwave the way I like them.
Well, actually, that is not a Super Bowl meal either.
Yeah. Chicken wings and quesadillas.
Yeah, well, I ain't eating that.
You know that pizza, I read yesterday, pizza sales go up 20% on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, good.
It's amazing. Super Bowl sells televisions, food, and something else. I forget what the third thing is, but televisions even get sold on Super Bowl Sunday.
Hey, Andrew, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, big fan.
Bing.
Hey, George Foreman got $100 million for that buyout.
Yeah.
But he doesn't make any money from it now, but, you know, $100 million's $100 million.
You got $100 million on the buyout for the grills?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Who knew that
I have one of those grills,
way?
and there's nothing on my my instruction booklet that says anything about having sex with Beth.
Right. I went off the book.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Nobody says that on Super Bowl Sunday.
I know. I was shocked. Hey, but it happened and it was important.
Hey, weren't you thinking last night that, like, they start the game at 6:30, right? Everybody's partying. It's a big deal. Why can't they do the game on Saturday?
So you can
really
party.
I don't know.
Nothing's going on.
I know. It's so dumb. I think they've figured out that on Sunday is the day that most people are available to watch. Like guys get commitments from their wives.
Turns it into a national holiday.
Become appointment television.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Sunday night, your wife ain't making plans to go anywhere. Saturday night, she is.
Yeah, that's true. I'd have a little trouble getting that night off.
It wouldn't be bad to start the game a little earlier, but what do I know?
When we did our Super Bowl parties, the game used to start at 1. Then they moved it to 3.
Right.
Then they moved it to 5. And now it starts at 6:30.
Now it's prime time.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so listen to my Super Bowl experience. So I was watching the game, and I couldn't keep my eyes open. But I hit the TiVo. And I said, you know, I'm watching the game. I had the wine. I had the sex. I had the turkey burgers, the whole thing. Halftime happens. I go, now I got a problem. I want to watch both.
Right.
We got a problem.
So I had the TiVo on. I'm recording the regular Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I switch over to the lingerie bowl. 20 friggin' bucks. I switch over to the lingerie bowl.
How was it?
Well, first of all, didn't they say that at halftime the game would start and it would be a 23-minute
Right,
game?
it was supposed to be exactly halftime.
I tuned into the lingerie bowl, and they're in their halftime of the game. Could you imagine?
Oh, they started
They started before halftime?
Yo, yeah. They had a whole first half.
Oh, my
Or
goodness.
something. I don't know what was going on, but all I know is there was a lot of standing around. And Amy Weber, who was on Son of the Beach, she was doing the commentary. And everyone had to, like, show their boobs, kind of like a low-cut top. And the whole time she's just going, I'm really impressed with the girls. These girls are really impressive. I have to say, I'm very impressed. I'm like, Amy Weber.
Had 10 million ways of saying I'm impressed.
You wanted to kill yourself. It was the cheesiest thing you ever saw, first of all. I mean, it was worse than... First of all, the lingerie sucked.
Really?
Yeah, because the girls were wearing like a panty, like a giant panty lingerie. Like, I know how good a body Angie has, and she didn't even look great in her lingerie because it was like weird lingerie.
Oh.
And I don't know what Angie's on, but she was way over the top. I mean, like, way into it, like, yelling and screaming. And
You don't think she's on something?
No, I don't think she's on something, but...
She's all hyped up on, like adrenaline.
Like, it was a little weird.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was a little weird. I'm, like, watching this thing going... She's really into it. She's like, I'm going to win. I'm going to win this game. And this guy's a cheater. And I was like, whoa.
Oh, boy. She was more enthusiastic than the guys who were playing the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And But Angie was right. Nikki Ziering, as far as I could see, hardly played.
Really?
But I saw 2 seconds of a game. And, of course...
they didn't come back while Super Bowl was on?
See, I looked, Howard, you had an all-day pass, and they kept repeating it after that. So you could have watched the halftime show and then watched it later.
Yeah, good. Well, anyway, I caught the end of the Lingerie Bowl, and that was, final score was Nikki's team won 6-0.
You're kidding?
No, but it was a joke because Nikki didn't play. I mean,
so they brought in the ringer, and the ringer actually ran the football team.
Yeah.
And Angie really ran her team?
Yeah.
Could she pass? Or did she have...
I saw 3 play. Angie was in for 2 seconds, and then the game was over. I mean, it was totally a rip. They said they were going to play the whole game during regular halftime of the Super Bowl.
And were the outfits hot?
No, he said the panties were bad.
Meanwhile, who knew over in the real halftime, Janet Jackson was going to reveal her breasts?
Right. Well, that was the thing.
There was more breasts in the actual halftime show.
There were no breasts in the lingerie ball.
Right.
But the real halftime show did have a breast in it.
Now, do you know a guy streaked?
Yes. And
during a commercial break? Yeah, but I got a picture of the dude streaking.
Did you? Because I was like, well, let us see him.
Now, what company was he streaking for? He wasn't streaking for his...
Just a guy.
He didn't have stuff
What's the past tense? He struck.
He didn't have stuff written on his back? I thought I saw writing.
I don't know. I couldn't tell.
I didn't get a good glimpse of him at all.
Where did you see the streak? Same email
I saw the email, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got the guy. Had a terrific ass.
How did he get on the field? They were clearing the Super Bowls, the halftime stuff away. And he just took to the field.
Yeah, wasn't this going to be like the most, the secure ever 7-mile no-fly zone?
Yeah.
And a guy gets on the field.
Well, we know he didn't come out of a plane.
Yeah, so, I don't know. It was like, whole thing was weird. So...
You really did try to get the lingerie bowl in at halftime.
I got it in. I watched it. And,
I'm saying there wasn't much play.
Right. Well, anyway, I was there long enough to know I dropped $200 on the lingerie bowl because I had Angie's theme.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so I owe Artie $200.
But, they should pay you because they really did sucker us. They said Nikki was going to play.
Yeah.
I told you it was going to suck. You could tell it was going to suck a mile away.
Yeah, well, I tuned in to see if I had my $200. So, and then Beth was laughing because she goes, you lost $220. She goes, not 200. I go, yeah, I guess.
It was all a loss. I wonder how many people tuned in.
I don't know. It didn't make Angie look good because even Beth said, if I have any jealousy toward Angie because of the fact that you dated her, she goes,
it's over?
It's over now. I don't, I just...
It wasn't a good thing.
Yeah, she goes, you should be embarrassed.
Oh.
I go,
oh.
She was laughing. It was pretty cheesy. I got to admit. And
it sounds it. Did you make it to the end of the game?
Well, wait a second. So now here's the horror of the whole stupid story. So I tuned back, and then I said, well, I'll just fast forward through the halftime, see if anything cool's happening. So first thing you see is who the hell came out first?
P. Diddy and...
Well, first, Jessica Simpson was screaming.
Right.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Howard, she got her mic. It was, way too loud. She couldn't hear us, so she's like...
Oh, it's just somebody should just ship her out of the country.
Yeah.
Put her into the white slave trade.
And how silly that, she's supposed to be a singer and all they'll let her do is scream into the microphone that, it's time to party. So then Janet Jackson comes out of the floor, I think, was the first thing.
Yeah, right. It was Janet Jackson. And then I was telling Beth, because she's the only person I had there to broadcast, though. I said, man, she's got an ass, because when I received the Billboard Up-and-Coming Actor Award after Private Parts was released, I was there with Janet Jackson. She had the biggest ass I've ever seen. They talk about J-Lo's ass. J-Lo has no ass.
Not compared to Janet.
No. Janet has, literally, have you ever seen a person whose lower body is just like a shelf? The ass is you're like, oh, my God, they're deformed.
It was like a bench sits behind her even when she gets up.
Yeah. So they dressed her right. She has to wear a blanket over her
Well,
ass.
I said it was like the Wizard of Oz. Don't look behind the curtain, because there's a big ass
They
there.
should have pulled that curtain up. She's built like a squash. So they had the ass covered with a towel. And
they had strips, fringe, a bustle. They had everything they could think of to put over the ass.
Everything goes over that ass. Imagine see, I would have loved to seen a reality show trying to dress that ass for the Super Bowl.
The designer of the ass.
Yeah.
Ass curtain.
And between you and me, I thought kind of the halftime show was sort of has-been show.
Right.
I love Aerosmith. They're my favorite band, I think. But how many years are you going to pull out Aerosmith?
That was earlier. That was early. They opened
they weren't in the halftime show.
But I'll tell you what, they were the only good band. I loved them. First of all, they made everyone do their old songs.
Right. I was like, Kid Rock singing something 100 years old.
Kid Rock singing an old song. You got Nelly singing.
Doing It's Hot in Here.
Which, hey, dude, how many times are you going to go to that bowl?
P. Diddy was doing something from,
a couple of albums ago.
P. Diddy's a clothing designer.
And Janet Jackson, she's doing something from 1988.
Yeah.
Right, that was like the Rhythm Nation.
The Rhythm Nation.
Rhythm Nation. The only guy they had there was Justin Timberlake, who I'm not, I don't care to really see him.
But at least he's relevant.
At least he's relevant. He's got a hit going. So, anyway, so...
They were lucky to have him.
Yeah, so I'm going through the whole halftime thing, and I fast forward through it. I didn't even see the boob shot. I got it off the internet. I mean, I missed that.
Well, yeah, I'm sitting there, watching, and I'm like, did I see Janet Jackson's breast?
I'll tell you what, when I was first reading about it, because I didn't realize she showed her breast, I thought it was an accident, but it wasn't.
No, it was planned.
Yeah.
It wasn't a pop-out. That's what I was like, that was my confusion. Like, was that an accident? No, that looked planned.
Yeah, well, evidently she'd been going around saying something big is going to happen during the Janet Jackson. It's going to be a surprise, like, how Madonna kissed Britney Spears? There's going to be something big happening.
At the party I was at, everyone thought the surprise was that Michael was coming out. That she would bring Michael out. They would have stoned him.
Until she exposed that breast, everybody thought it was Michael.
Yeah, and she does look like him.
Yeah, absolutely, and she moves like him.
Yeah. And did she have any new dance steps since that?
No, she looked like she was doing Thriller.
Right. She does that same thing over and over, that robot thing.
Yeah. The robot thing and the head thing.
Yeah. Who cares? Yeah. I thought the breast was a football when I saw it. It wasn't even that great. And, everyone now is freaking out. CBS is apologizing. They didn't know, and this and that, and MTV. But you know what? Like in Europe, women walk around topless. Who cares?
Nudity is on the television all the time.
Well, if the FCC is true to form, there should be a huge fine.
Yeah, they should shut it down.
That's right.
Not have any more Super
Bowl. Turn it off. Turn off the Super Bowl. They should fine the Super Bowl.
But why would they find CBS? Why don't they find, like, Janet Jackson?
Well, they can't do that because she doesn't own anything.
Yeah, they didn't. She didn't broadcast it. She just performed.
Let's see if the FCC is true to form. They're busy finding radio guys. Why don't they find some TV shows now? Now they got a perfect opportunity.
That's what they were saying, that it's the Congress was anyway saying it was
absolutely
a sin that they weren't finding television. Now they have an opportunity.
And by God, I know when I saw the breast, I had to go out and rape 15 people. I mean, it drove me right out the door. I mean, God forbid a child sees a breast. Meanwhile, the breast was covered in some metallic-looking thing.
Wasn't it pierced or something? That's what I thought that was.
I don't know.
It had like an ornament on it.
There was an ornament on there.
Okay.
Like little Kim does.
It was like a Christmas tree.
It was a Christmas boob. So I missed that because I fast-forwarded through it. And then when the score was, I was somewhere in the third quarter, game was getting good, I fell asleep. But I had my TiVo on record, no problem. I said, when I wake up,
I know what happened.
I woke up at 4 in the morning. I said, this is great. I don't know what happened. I'm going to fast forward to the horrible commercials because there wasn't even any good commercials.
No good commercials.
And I'm going to fast forward. I start watching the game. I couldn't believe the 85-yard pass. I go, whoa, this is a great game.
Some amazing things happened.
Yeah. And then my TiVo ran out.
Right.
TiVo sucks.
Because Survivor started at 10.
Yeah. It sucks. It cut me off. And I know I should have said tape an hour over, but I was asleep.
Or just hit the button on Survivor. That's what I did. I hit the button on Survivor, and I hit the button on what were the news after that.
How'd you do that?
The sports thing after. You just go in and hit the button and record, you know, tell it to record everything after the game.
See, I had Survivor, so I just told it to record for an hour and a half after Survivor.
Wow.
But I just had a feeling, because I wanted to see Survivor, too, so I just hit 2 or 3 things even after.
Now, you didn't watch that last night, did you, Survivor?
Yeah, I did.
What time
were you up?
I was so keyed up after the game, I just said, might as well sit here and watch Survivor, too.
So how much sleep did you get, an hour?
No, probably, it was after midnight, something like that.
Quiver's a life. Having a life. Look at you. I fell asleep. So I did not see the end of the game. I had to read about the goddamn end.
The end of that game was amazing.
Anybody got it on tape?
Yeah, I have it on tape.
You do? Because if I could have it, I want to see it.
You know what the turning point of the game was at the end, which they're talking about a little bit. So Carolina ties the score. There's 1:08 left.
Yeah, and by the way, see, here's where I left off. Carolina threw that pass, so the score was... What was the score when they threw that pass?
20...
They went for the 2-point conversion and didn't get it, so it was 22-21.
22-21. New England comes back, scores a touchdown, but then they get a 2-point conversion?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so they tied it up.
No, it's 29-22.
And then
Carolina
gets another touchdown with the regular 1-point conversion.
29-29.
And they go 29-29.
So there's 1:08 left in the game.
Go ahead.
Carolina's just scored. So Carolina kicks off, and for some reason their kicker, I don't know what happened, he kicked the ball out of bounds. So not only do they spot it where it goes out of bounds, it's a 10-yard penalty. So New England now starts with the ball on the 40-yard line with one of the best field goal kickers and 1:08 left and Tom Brady. It's too much.
Yeah, and he moved it right down the field.
Yeah, right down, no problem.
Big blunder.
Yeah,
why did he kick it? Why did he?
The guy was shaking his head afterwards, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he meant to do that.
I think he was trying to put it in the corner.
Maybe he had money on New England.
No, I think he was trying to put it in the corner so that New England would have a tough time running it back, and it just got away from him.
Wow.
But that was the difference.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
When they started at the 40-yard line, you knew it was over.
God damn, I wanted to see that. I was yelling this morning, screaming at that damn TiVo. And Beth kept going, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. You know, she felt bad for me.
Yeah.
I said, don't say that. I'm a loser. Dropped 200 on the lingerie bowl. I'm so glad I didn't bet Super Bowl, though. Who
Yeah, it would have been worthless to try to bet the Super Bowl the way it turned out. Nobody could have called that game. The 2 best teams did wind up in the Super Bowl, and it turned into a good Super Bowl after the first half.
Here's my boyfriend, Ralph.
Think about football, Robin. You would have bet the over.
Well, that's true.
Hold it. Hold it.
Thank you.
I want to say something. We kept talking about the over. Artie wanted to bet the over. Every jerk that I know was emailing,
and
calling,
it's got to be the under.
Going, these are the 2. Artie doesn't know anything about football. These are the 2 best defensive teams in the NFL. What a jerk. He's going to lose his money. Meanwhile, there you go. There's the over.
You know,
wait a minute. He also wanted that field goal bet. How many field goals did they kick?
3. There were 3 kicked.
And you had to have 3.5. That was the over.
And I don't know if Carolina kicked any.
Carolina, I thought, kicked 1, because it was 14. No, wait a minute.
No, Carolina kicked 1, that's right. So there were 4 at least.
Yeah.
There were 4 field goals?
There were 4, that's right. Because Carolina
that's a good bet.
No, there weren't 4, because they didn't.
4
they
attempted.
missed 2.
No.
So you had to have completed 3.5.
Right.
So you didn't win that bet.
He lost that bet.
Like, do you remember what Artie bet on the coin toss?
It was an over on, because you guys are talking about stuff and everyone's talking over each other, so nobody knows what we're talking about. There's an over-under on field goals. If you complete more than 3, they call it 3.5, so there's no ties. That was the over.
And I don't think that
didn't happen.
No. And I think Artie bet the over.
And, yeah, because that was everybody was screaming at him, you can't bet the over on field goals and also bet the over on the final score.
There was another bet.
He's going to call in.
There was another bet that Artie was all over.
2 field goals were made. That's it.
Yeah.
2.
There's another bet that Artie was all over, which was New England will never give up the lead. And I wonder if he jumped on that one.
They didn't. They did give up the lead.
I don't know what he bet. What did you want to say, Ralphie?
Did you get to see that whole Janet Jackson thing?
I saw the pictures of it.
You have to see it in motion because, like, you know what? It was kind of sad because, you know, I was watching on TiVo, so I rewound it a few hundred times and took a good look. You know, her breast is kind of like floppy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
not great.
No, it's not great. It's not. You know, it looked kind of desperate too, like, you know, like an old Madonna. You know, like that whole trick.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know.
No, that's what we just said.
And then she said it wasn't an accident. She said it was an accident, but she had like a little tassel over it.
Yeah, it was pre-planned.
Yeah.
There was no way that was planned.
I mean, she'd have slapped Justin Timberlake's face if it was an accident. Because he certainly ripped off something.
She would have beat him up.
But it looked desperate too, Howard, the way, like, did you see he was dry humping her from behind?
Yeah.
And it's a young guy who's relevant and she's not, and it just was... It was
sad. It's sad.
You know, as soon as she came out and was doing it, I was like, you know, I remember when Diana Ross did this. It was after her career was over. Who knew Janet would be doing it, too?
Yeah.
Hey, if Artie calls it, have Sam call it, too. Like, Sam was giving me this whole rap on, you know, that defensive rap, you know, Carolina and this and that, you know, and he's done research on it, and he's, like, highly recommending taking the New England, and
what?
God knows how much he bet because he was really all over it.
What are you saying? Oh, he took New England
bet New England
and gave away the points?
Yeah.
Oh, well, what does he care? He's got $1 billion.
Yeah, he didn't bet everything.
Right. All right, bro. There you go. There's Ralph.
Ralph's analysis.
Yes, 𝗲𝗿.
Hey, Hal, how's it going?
Hey.
I want to know, how the hell can you say you had the worst Super Bowl experience when you had sex with the beautiful Beth O?
Well, no, that was
the highlight of my life.
That was
the lousy Super Bowl.
That was the best part. But then when I'm saying I didn't get to actually see the Super Bowl, I timed the sex perfectly because nothing was going on that first quarter.
Yeah.
But who cares about the SuperWl? You're with beautiful Beth O.
That's irrelevant.
He wants it all.
I wanted it all, 𝗲𝗿.
He wants it all.
Get out of here. Talking about the Super Bowl.
And a good one for a change. Because, you know, the rap was usually when they have the 2 weeks between the playoffs and the Super Bowl, that the Super Bowl usually sucks. It's usually a blowout.
Yeah.
And this time it didn't happen.
Yeah, John. John.
Hey, Howard.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
You tell me.
Well, I think that Janet seems surprised. I mean, I don't know,
Oh, please.
She seems surprised.
She stood there for a long time before she finally put her hand up.
Are you out of your mind?
Look surprised. I couldn't believe there was more boob on the regular Super Bowl than in the lingerie bowl.
And that bondage outfit certainly doesn't come apart that easily.
Yeah, I think that was pretty well planned. I know there's a whole bunch of phone calls. I'm trying to get to them, but I realize I got to take a break. So let me take a break, and then Artie's going to call in and tell us how he did. This guy says he saw Artie in Vegas. Wait a second. What? Josh? Josh?
Hey, now.
You saw Artie in Vegas?
Yeah, Artie's a freaking mush, man.
What did he do?
He got himself in trouble like usual.
What did he do?
First of all, he's getting drunk over at the Hard Rock Cafe. He's knocking back.
I can't hear this guy. All right, Artie will be on the phone when we get back. We'll be back right after these words.
Let's listen to the rantings of two show business pinheads, Rosie O'Donnell and Charles Grodin.
I think there's a difference between what Hume Cronin said about your performance and what Howard Stern and 𝗫𝗎 feel. I think theirs is hateful, mean-spirited, sort of ignorance fueled by arrogance, and together that becomes lethal. As opposed to his sort of looking at your performance and saying, you know, that young kid could use a little help in this area is very different than what they do.
You know, this idea that somebody called up this explosion in Oklahoma City and said, you know, Howard Stern, something about to promote a book, it just shows you what it's getting to.
And I agree that there's a level of tact and decorum that's not about being politically correct, it's about being human, that they cross on a daily basis. So I'm with you. I will never do their show just because I don't want to be a party to it. Spiritually, it's damaging.
Ends another episode of the 𝗦𝗫𝗄𝗿𝗱 Show. The Howard Stern Show. 95X.
Hey now. You know, Hank, I was just wondering why you say that hey now thing.
What do you mean?
Well, it's just something you used on the show, and now you start using in your personal life, and it's an affectation of some sort, isn't it? Did you ever say hey now as a kid?
No, I don't. I probably didn't. But I said hey.
Yeah.
And I said now, and at different times, but I never put them together till later in life. So, in that sense, it's part of my personality. Hey now.
The Howard Stern Show.
Hey now. Hey now. Come on.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Love that.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now.
All right, I got Artie on the phone. Artie isn't with us today because Artie played a gig in Vegas, and then Monday morning was supposed to be in L.A. because he has a full day of meetings about that movie they want him for.
Right, yeah, he said he had some business to take care of in L.A.
So Gary called his hotel in L.A. They never even heard of Artie. They don't know where. They said he never checked in, so we tracked him down in Vegas. He hasn't been to sleep yet. He goes, this was the greatest weekend of my life. I couldn't go to sleep, so he's on his way now to L.A.
Oh, my goodness. So a drunk and tired Artie is going to be in meetings all day?
Hey, Artie.
What's up, guys?
Uh-oh. Listen to the guy who's going to be in meetings.
I love that he's going from, I said, I only wish I could be as loose as Artie. I have the inner voice of Ray and Ben Stern telling me I need to get rest.
Yeah.
You don't care. You haven't been to sleep yet.
Howard, first of all, I just had the greatest weekend of my life.
All right, go ahead. First of all, did you bet the over?
I bet the over.
5 G's?
I bet $4,000 on the over.
Now, how much, was that a straight up bet, or what's the odds on that?
No, when you bet the over, you just, you win what you bet.
Right, okay. $4,000.
So I won $4,000 on that. The coin toss, I watched the game with Sam Simon.
Right.
The coin toss, Sam said, I'll take the action from you.
Okay.
So I put $500 up with Sam on the table as the coin toss happened. I took the Panthers. I won.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's how the game started. I took $500 off Sam.
By the way, you won $200 off me in the lingerie bowl.
You know what, Howard? I just found that out right now.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the lingerie bowl. I completely forgot they were playing it.
I watched
Even without that, he had a great weekend.
And did anybody bet that whether Janet Jackson's boob would pop out?
What were the odds on that?
Yeah, they didn't have odds on Janet Jackson's boobs in Vegas.
All right, so right away you're up 500.
I'm up 500, yeah.
Then what happened?
So then I went down on the sports. Well, first of all, I saw Bowie Friday night.
How was that?
Howard, unbelievable.
And did he do the good songs or that new crap?
Howard, he did all his great stuff. Me and Richie was out here, and me and Richie, you talked to Richie about it. It was unbelievable. He did all the young dudes. He did Heroes.
Wow.
That's what I had heard, that he was doing all the good stuff.
Oh, he did Rebel. He did Suffragette City.
Oh, God damn. I never get to go to the good stuff.
And Howard, it was in a place, a theater with 1,200 seats.
Oh.
He played the same room I played.
Wow. Shows you how show business is turned upside down.
Exactly.
No
Artie
kidding.
and Bowie in the same place?
Right.
Wow.
So Friday night for Bowie.
Did he do Suffragette City?
Yeah, he
did Suffragette City, yeah.
Did he do, hold on to yourself? Whatever the hell that is.
What is that?
He didn't do Starman. There's a starman waiting in the...
Nah.
Dude, that's a little obscure.
No,
it's not. He just did, like, the hits.
That's a hit.
He did, what else did he do? He did, I'm Afraid of Americans.
Oh, I love that.
I'm Afraid of
And he had that kick-ass band with that black chick bass player?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, he was amazing. Bowie was amazing. So that was fun.
I'll tell you who's amazing is that black chick bass player. I would bang her so hard that literally, I would bang her hair straight.
You know what's
her
funny
afro
about that?
Her afro would go straight.
You know what's funny about the black chick bass player? He did Under Pressure, you know, the song he did with Queen.
Yeah.
He did that, and the chick did Freddie Mercury's part.
That's appropriate.
Wow. No kidding.
Yeah, and she sounded amazing.
So how long were you there? So, like, you got right off the plane, freshened up.
I got right off the plane, just got ready, started gambling. I went down. Okay, so I played craps first.
What a weekend you had.
I won money at...
Really?
What'd you win?
I'm up about $2,000 at the tables.
Wow. Oh, I wish I was with you.
See, you know what? He could be making this up. It's because we couldn't see him.
I believe it. Yeah, he's like Dominic. He leaves the table for a while, and then he makes money, you know? That's too much.
I mean, it's the greatest weekend of my life.
All right, go ahead. So anyway, you get off the plane, you play craps, then you go to the Bowie concert.
Right.
And, like, you're eating and drinking the whole time, right?
The whole time.
All right, go ahead.
At the Bowie concert, I had, you know, the straw with the J.D. and water.
J.D. and water through a straw.
Yeah.
So how many bottles did you go through that night? Like 2?
Well, first of all, the Hard Rock Casino out here treated me beautifully because of you. Thank you. And I get into my room. There's like 10 bottles of J.D.
Oh, no, they're going to kill you.
Yeah.
Hey, did you have that bowling alley room?
Huh?
Did you have the bowling alley room, or did
No, they
Bowie
didn't
get
give me
that?
the bowling alley room. Some high roller had it.
Oh, okay. All right, no big deal.
Believe me, when you get here, you find out, you know, even though you sell out a show, you're not Howard Stern.
Well, not only that, you're not going to spend your time bowling anyway.
I was going to say, what, the high roller comes there to bowl?
Yeah, let's go to my room and bowl. So you go downstairs, you play the craps, you see Bowie. You even go to sleep Friday night?
I went to sleep at like 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Saturday morning.
Because after Bowie, you gambled, right?
Right, yeah. I went down to the tables. I was playing craps, drunk off my ass, just throwing the dice, and I had money on the pass line, betting on myself, and I was kicking ass. I was winning.
What do you mean? All you bet was the pass line?
That's all I bet was the pass line. I bet anything else.
You're telling me you just bet whether or not you get like a 7 or an 11?
Yeah, I bet on me.
So, like, how much money did you put down on a roll?
200.
And you didn't take any numbers?
No.
Are you crazy?
Howard, I was too drunk to take numbers. I don't know what the hell I was doing.
He didn't remember numbers.
So when another guy rolled, you just put money down on the pass line?
Yeah, and then you know what? Richie had an amazing... Richie rolled for like 15 minutes.
Wow.
And I was just betting the pass line the entire time.
Every time I'm with that bum, he doesn't roll for a minute. Now he rolls for 15 minutes when I'm not there. Good for him.
How come he's only up 2,000?
How come? Well, because he bet the pass line. Guy rolls for 15 minutes.
No, I should have been up way more. But I lost money back. I'm up $2,000 for the whole week.
For the whole weekend.
All right, wait a second. Hey, Shuli.
Hey, Howard, I was at the craps table with Artie Friday night. He was on a major roll. He was winning like crazy. He was drunk out of his mind, but he was winning like crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
He was screaming, "Give me a hot 8, hot 8." The whole night, screaming like a mental
But he wasn't even betting the hard 8.
Yeah. Even though I didn't have a hard 8, I just kept yelling out, "Give me a hard 8."
He didn't even know.
Means something.
He didn't even bet the hard 8. Why do you need a hard 8? You want the...
It just seemed appropriate.
Yeah, he just wanted to yell. It was great.
What happens when you put money on the pass line? Like, if you just roll a 7 or 11?
Well, yeah, no, you're betting with the roller. So if you win the roll, you win money. But, you bet the odds, too.
Yeah, there was a guy that rolled for like a half hour. Artie was just winning off of.
Oh, so you bet numbers?
No. You know how when you bet the pass line, then you back it up with the odds?
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
Oh, so you took one number?
Yeah. So I won a good amount of money. That's what put me up for the whole weekend.
All right, okay. He would have won a fortune, in other words.
Right, he had a fortune. He lost most of it back.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand what he did, because to bet one number is insanity. I think, if a guy's rolling along. All right. So you did that, and you went to bed at 9 a.m.
Right.
What time is your show?
The show that night was at 10 o'clock.
So what time did you wake up?
So I went to bed at 9 a.m., and I got up around noon.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're crazy.
Because he's in Vegas.
Yeah, he knows those tables are right downstairs.
They're giving away money at those tables.
Exactly. Howard, I've been in the same outfit the entire time.
Really? That's hard to believe. Believe it or not.
Believe it or not, I've been in the same jeans for the whole weekend.
I pack a bag.
So okay, so then you do a show Saturday night.
Saturday night.
What'd you do from noon? What'd you do from noon to the show?
I ate and gambled and drank.
Of course.
Donated to the community.
You were drinking at noon?
Yeah. Well, I went down. Well, at noon I woke up and I just threw my pants back on and a shirt that was laying on my rug.
Do you even shower?
No, not Saturday.
Why do that? Why wash off the luck?
And I had chips and So I went back down to there's a Starbucks here, and I got a caramel macchiato.
Those are great, huh?
That's lunch.
I chugged the caramel macchiato down, and then I went to the craps table.
The macchiato is like a whole big deal. That's like liquid candy.
It's like a milkshake with coffee, I guess.
It's good, though. It's good. At least Artie wasn't drinking alcohol.
They don't spike the macchiato.
It's good to see you doing something healthy and having a caramel macchiato.
Yeah, the caramel macchiato really helped me out.
Well, he needed the calories.
Yeah, no empty calories. Yeah, he needed calories because he could hardly sustain himself. Your body must hate you. It's full of Jack Daniels and caramel macchiatos.
If the E-Camera could have a shot of me right now, I look homeless.
I'm sure.
You're kidding.
I'm in the same outfit I've had on for 3 days.
And you're going to go take those big meetings in L.A. like that?
I have a 7 a.m. flight to L.A.
Well, wait a second. Oh, I see. It's 3 hours earlier. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have an entire day of business in Los Angeles. I have an audition.
Oh, my goodness.
Howard,
what are you supposed to play, a derelict, I hope?
Howard, Artie landed in Vegas at 7.
Hey, wait a second.
I saw him at 10, maybe 10:30, and he was trashed. Just trashed.
Hey, Artie.
Yeah.
So the audition.
Yeah.
Do you have to know your lines and stuff?
Yeah, they sent me the script, and, the screwed up thing is it's in front of Mike Judge for this movie I would kill to get. It's such a funny movie.
I know, you told me the premise. It's funny.
Yeah, it really is great, and I would love to work with Mike Judge, but I haven't even looked at the line. I mean, I might embarrass myself.
Yeah, you'd love to work in that movie, except that it was right at Super Bowl Sunday, and you were going to Vegas.
Yeah, Howard, I haven't looked at, guys, I haven't looked at a word on the page.
Look, if it's anything like he writes for Beavis and Butthead, you probably got 3, like 3 lines.
It is actually, I play like a dumb guy, that's the character, so.
I think you're ready.
Yeah.
If you want, rehearse now, because I'll help you. I'll run lines with you.
Couldn't he rehearse on the plane? What did he do on the plane ride over?
Oh, he still has time. He hasn't taken a plane yet.
No, I'm talking about when he was going to Vegas.
Yeah, he's drinking and relaxing.
I did. You know, I had a first-class ticket out here, and I got to confess, I had a couple of Jack and Waters on the plane.
He was loaded already.
That was a Vegas weekend. This was, but you know what? It's very irresponsible of me because this is like I have a huge day in Los Angeles.
Have you been to sleep since Super Bowl?
No.
Oh.
So wait a minute. So you got up at noon and started drinking on Saturday.
I went back down to the crab stables.
Dude, why don't you just come home? You're not,
You're crazy. You're gonna.
Artie, did you go to the rock spa at all for anything? The workout.
Oh, that's the other thing. I took a steam with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. Did you see his schlong?
Who? I'm telling you, it's not that impressive.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
Hey, that's big news.
Hey, now. That's an exclusive.
What happened? You walked in the steam room?
I go downstairs. This was today. This is fast forwarding a little bit. I had to sweat the booze out before I watched the Super Bowl.
Right.
The last couple of days. So I remember when we were here before, the Hard Rock has this amazing spa.
Right.
And they have a great steam room. So I said I'll go sweat the booze out in the steam room. I go down there.
See, the Hard Rock's all set up for degenerates.
Yeah.
They know what they need.
I go down there, and I go in the steam room, and I'm sitting there by myself, and Rodman walks in, buck naked.
Of course.
And just sits there. He doesn't even put a towel down, you know. He just sits right down.
With his ass.
Ass
with
on
his ass
tile?
on the steam thing.
Ass.
Yeah, it's just Detroit Pistons ass all over.
Right.
And there's so much steam in the room that we're sitting 2 feet from each other. And I mean, he's been on the show a couple of times, but he had no idea who I was.
Right.
And I didn't want to bug him. So I'm just sitting there trying to put my head up and not look. But of course, it's Dennis Rodman. You're curious.
Right.
You want to see what 𝗏𝗏𝗏 was getting.
Right. And it wasn't that big?
So listen. So
it was just you and him.
I take a quick glance down, and it's, you know what? It's not that impressive.
Good.
I mean, Artie, compared to you.
Compared to me, it's impressive.
Oh.
He has more than you.
Yeah, he's got more. That's the exclusive. Dennis Rodman has a bigger penis than me.
What, would you say it was like...
I'd say, again, I did it real quick. But I'd say flaccid, you're looking at maybe, 3-4 inches.
Ooh, you're kidding.
But that's pretty good. I mean, what do you expect?
Well, you expect him to be a shower.
You know what? This may be racial profiling, but I expected like
a baseball nut.
Yeah,
now, the next time you got to bring a ruler with you so we know the exact inches. You should have got, excuse me, Mr. Rodman, I have to measure you for the show.
It was like a quick glance, know.
Wow.
And then he was doing like exercises in the steam room, and I was wearing I had my jeans on in the steam room.
Oh.
What?
The same jeans you're wearing now?
Whoa. You had your jeans on.
I was so messed up that I just kind of wandered down there and went into the and they all.
Dude, did you take off your shoes?
Everybody at the Hard Rock is incredibly nice to me because they know I'm with you.
But why don't you just put on a robe? They give you robes to wear.
Because I just didn't feel like it.
Did you have a shirt on?
Was your shirt on?
And I had a shirt on. Yeah.
Oh.
Did you take off your shoes and socks?
Wait a second, Artie. You're telling me you wore your pants and your shirt in the steam room?
I wore Lee jeans.
What did Rodman think when he was sitting there and you're in your pants and your shirt?
He barely knew I was there.
Dude, there's no way that looks normal.
But, did he, you took off your shoes and your socks?
No, yeah, I had socks on.
put on.
Could you imagine that?
So were you just like really drunk and you just walked into the
I was still loaded.
You weren't that drunk because you were probably self-conscious about your body.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, no, I look gross, you know, and I don't want to, like, you know, I get depressed when I see myself without a shirt on.
How long did you stay in the steam room with your clothes on?
I just wanted to sweat. That's all I wanted to do.
But then when you got out, you were soaking wet. You must have been freezing.
Yeah, when I got out, then I walked back through the casino. You know, with sweaty clothes. It looked like I just got hit with a hose or something.
Holy mackerel.
What a mess you are.
This was the Vegas weekend to end all Vegas weekends.
Howard, most important, Artie's having fun. Most important.
So you... all right, so then Super Bowl, tell me the bets.
So, for the Super Bowl, I had the coin toss, I won 500 on.
Go ahead.
The over, I won $4,000 on.
All right, but wait a second. Were you freaking out up at halftime? The score was, like, ridiculously low.
Well, I was watching it with Sam, and we were into the second quarter, and he goes, Artie Lang bet the over, and it's nothing.
Yeah. I mean... It's unbelievable.
Yeah, there was no scoring first quarter at all.
Were you nervous at that point?
Oh, my God. I wrote it off. I said, there's no way, it's impossible to win. And, you know, the Hard Rock got me in the VIP party, and I'm sitting there just screaming and yelling, and people looking at me like I'm nuts, and there was no scoring, you know, and then all that scoring happened at the end of the first half, and I just, you know,
holy mackerel.
End up a few nuts.
But did you bet the field goal bet?
I bet, okay. I didn't bet the field goal bet, no.
Okay.
Which is a good thing, because Terry missed 2 field goals.
Right.
Yeah, they have to make them all, right?
That's right.
Which was killing me. But I bet, this was a great bet. I bet the over on the Patriots' total amount of points.
And what was that? What was
22.5.
Oh,
very nice.
I saw that, and I was like, the Patriots got to go over 22.5. That's one of those teams.
Hey, I got to hand it to you. Remember?
I bet $1,000 on that.
Remember how everyone was saying you don't know football because you're the 2 best defensive teams in the league, and it's going to be, you know.
Yeah, don't bet the over.
Yeah, so.
I mean, 38 is an insanely low over-under for a Super Bowl. Everybody wants to score. You know, at the end, people are... you know, in junk time, even when people would lay back, they score in the Super Bowl.
What else? So what else did you bet? Anything else?
That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Those were the large bets that I made.
So then after the Super Bowl, you just stayed up and gambled all night?
After Howard, when that game went over, when the Panthers scored a TD.
Yeah.
The party was on.
I moved the party at halftime up to my suite up here. I had a bunch of my buddies from Jersey over, and we watched the second half of my suite. We got like chicken wings, and I was with Bob Levy and Dan the song parody man.
Yeah, that guy.
He's a great guy. We had wings. We ordered steaks, roast beef sandwiches. I was like, everything's on me.
When like a Roman orgy.
We were screaming and yelling.
Did the Hard Rock comp you all that food?
Yeah, everything was comp. Actually, you know, the kid who produced the gig I came out here to do, this kid Jeff Beecher, a great guy, he brought Kelly Osbourne up to my suite.
Really?
She was in the hotel.
Anybody bang her?
Nobody banged her, no.
What, did she look at you and run out?
She could not have been more annoyed. It was me. Listen, this is Kelly Osbourne. She's used to, like, going to parties with, like, the Hilton sisters and, like, George Clooney.
Right.
For the second half of the Super Bowl, she came up to my suite. It was me, like 4 of my buddies from Jersey, Levy and Dan the song parody.
How quick a boat face did she make?
Yeah,
I had AC/DC in the CD player live at Donington.
How long did she last there?
Howard, she was in my room for 3 minutes. she came up with a friend of hers. They were both very nice. They were very polite. You know, I gave her the most comfortable chair in the room, I thought. We're eating chicken wings. I'm drunk. I got chicken sauce on my face. And the over comes in. All my buddies had the over, too. I convinced them to bet it. We went nuts. Berserk. Like,
she ran out.
She got scared.
And like, was she all dressed up with like one of those weird hairdos and like makeup?
She was out for a party.
Yeah, she's all dressed to the nines.
I heard
Artie's in the jeans. He went to the steam room.
I heard there was a party in Artie Lange's room. Let's go.
She had a look on her face like, you guys are gross.
You guys are grosser than my brother Jack.
But that's a Super Bowl party, dude. I mean, you know, what did you expect? I mean, you guys actually were interested in watching the Super Bowl.
Alice, this is a rich broad, grew up in Beverly Hills in London. She was with me and my buddy Anthony watching a game that we have a bet on the over.
Hey, Dan, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, how's it going?
What's up?
Hey, it's Dan. I lost Artie. I guess you got him on the phone now, but he disappeared a couple hours ago.
Oh, you're Dan, the song parody man?
Yeah, that's
yes,
Dan.
Sir.
Yeah.
Hey, Artie, you're on the line still.
Well, what do you got to say, Dan?
Well, the most amazing thing, aside from the amount of alcohol that Artie and 𝗦𝗵cie consume collectively, which is just, you can't even measure it, you know, by the gallon. But the most amazing thing was that Artie actually turned down one shot of tequila from a fan. Aside from that, he did not turn down one drink the entire weekend.
I'm picturing Artie in the steam room with his clothes on with a naked Dennis Rodman and then walking through the Hard Rock air-conditioned lobby completely wet.
Drenched.
Howard, I was in the steam room at the Hard Rock in an outfit. I looked like, you know, I was working construction.
Yeah, you look like you were fixing the steam room.
Dwayne, you're on the air.
Yeah, what's going on, Howard? Listen, Artie was at the blackjack table, right? He was getting pissed. He was all close to bent up on freaking JD. He was on a good roll and everything. But then all of a sudden, what happened, Artie? Remember when you came through and you spilled them drinks and everything, you started losing some money then? What happened?
You spilled
Artie, thank you, though, because I bet on the over and you won some money. Yo, good looking. Peace, yo. Good looking.
Hey, Artie, what happened? You spilled drinks all over the blackjack table?
I spilled a drink on the blackjack.
Did they get pissed?
Hey, no, again, I'm with you, brother.
Howard, you want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
I wasn't even there. I just knew he probably would.
That's too funny.
That's funny.
You predicted I spilled a drink?
Yes.
I spilled one drink. This was at like 4 a.m. It was actually a beer because by the end of the night I just started doing chilled shots at JD and you know, drinking Heinekens to chase it.
Oh, my stomach is burning just listening to you.
How much sleep have you gotten collectively? Like, would you think more than 6 hours for the whole weekend?
Nah, I'd say 5 hours.
Wow, you're gonna crash, dude.
Right in one of those meetings today.
So what are you supposed to do?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have to go listen, you know.
So you didn't even go to bed last night, so what do you got to do? You got to go to these meetings in L.A. at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And then an audition.
Howard, yeah, it's not even a meeting. It's an audition.
With Mike Judge.
Yeah, with Mike Judge.
Now, have you gone to the steam room to steam out some of the booze?
I should go. I got my flights in 3 hours. I should go down there.
Why didn't you sleep last night? Because you just played cards the whole night?
Yeah, no. After the Super Bowl, we went down, we played blackjack, and then we went strip club hopping.
Oh.
We were over at Club Paradise.
You find your girlfriend?
No, she's not around.
She was repulsed.
Yeah. I'm looking for that whore the same way OJ's looking for the real killer.
Wow.
But we went strip club hopping. We went Club Paradise.
And then you just said, screw it, let's stay up all night?
Yeah, what am I going to do? I won the over in the Super Bowl. What am I going to get?
I don't know, but like at some point, don't you go, wow, I got to audition tomorrow. I think I better get some sleep.
Yeah, this is very irresponsible of me.
Did you ever think of it, Artie, or did you just not care?
I completely forgot.
You did?
I forgot about it.
Mike, you're on the air.
Hey there.
Hey now.
Morning, Howard. You don't know the two bastards. Listen, so envious of Artie, bro. He's got a great job, drinks whatever he wants, eats like the freaking Galvone, and still has a job with you.
Ralph, you're on the air.
Let's take the over-under when Artie's going to die. 3 years. Hey, Artie. Artie, you there?
Yeah.
I love you. You're a great guy and you're fun and everything, but don't you kind of think, like, you said you go to the Hard Rock Hotel, right? And they're treating you good because, you're with the show and with Howard and everything like that. And then you go out and you just kind of make, kind of a fool of yourself, and you're screaming and yelling.
This is Ralph saying it.
And you're
like he doesn't make a spectacle.
Wait, let me finish.
Be very careful what you say right now.
You're in the steam room with your clothes on and stuff. Like, does it ever cross your mind? I'm not saying, like, hey, it's a problem. It's just,
but that's
cross your mind that maybe it reflects bad on Howard.
Oh, yeah, look who's worried about reflecting poorly on Howard.
Haven't you done enough of that?
Hey, Ralph, are you kidding me?
You've got to be joking.
You really have to be out of your mind right now.
Does it ever occur to you, Ralph?
What? I haven't done anything like that.
Oh.
Aren't you the guy who passed out on the street when you were supposed to be coming up here because you were tripping?
Yeah, but people at the Hard Rock didn't know that.
And don't you piss off every business relationship you work with?
Haven't you gone on several shoots with me where they said we really don't want Ralph here?
Yeah.
That's not the point.
And Ralph, don't you owe me $105 from bets you put on last 2 weeks?
No, didn't Will pay you back for
Yeah, Will. Howard, Ralph puts bets in with me, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He loses $105. I see him at the party last weekend. I go, where's the $100? He goes, Will owes me money.
You told me to let it ride. You told me to let it ride. What are you talking about?
No. I said you let the 50 ride. Like, I'm not going to go ask Will, who's got no money, for Ralph's money.
Yeah, I love that.
I was going to let it ride to the Super Bowl.
Ralph, Artie, why are you taking bets from him?
He calls me up.
Don't get involved. Let him place his own bets.
You don't know how Ralph hunts Artie down so he can place these bets.
Oh.
He's hard to find.
He keeps me on the phone for half an hour, Howard.
Do you think
about different bets, and then he bets $50. I'm not going to call a bookie with a $50 bet. He just never stop punching me in the face.
Hey, Mike Judge is on the phone. Hey, Mike.
Artie, you suck.
Yeah.
You stay home.
All right, dude. Well, thanks for checking in.
Hey, Howard, man, it was a great weekend.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah, it sounds like you stayed up to take a part of everything that happened.
The whole thing. I'll tell you what, the show is huge out here, man. I did stand up in the same room Bowie did. It was.
How was Bowie's stand up?
Yeah, right. It was 1,200 seats, sold out. The crowd was great. The show went good. We went out afterwards. I won money on the bowl. It was just the whole weekend was just like amazing. It was so out of character of me.
So you're leaving Vegas with money?
I'm leaving Vegas up a good amount of money.
How much?
$8,000.
And that includes your salary?
No. And then on top of the money I got paid for the stand-up.
Right.
Wow.
You didn't lose your money.
No, I ate cheese with the money I'm up from gambling.
Wow.
$8,000?
Trust me, he'll lose that. Don't worry.
Wow.
All right, Artie. Good luck with your auditions.
Thanks, Howard.
All I have to say is March Madness is on the way.
Yeah, I got some steak money. I'm ready.
All right, later, bro.
Good talking to you, man.
Right.
Man, oh, man.
How is he still alive after a weekend
All
like that?
I can say is thank goodness he doesn't have any more time there. Because he died.
How does he do it? I could never stay up that many hours.
Well, you can hear his voice is a little shot.
You know what?
I can't imagine what he looks like.
For a guy who stayed up an entire weekend drinking that much alcohol and eating a horrible food, he's in pretty good shape, and he will go out and audition and be fine.
But just imagine what he looks like. He was in a steam room, fully dressed.
Denise, hi.
Hi.
What's up?
Is this Howard?
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to just talk about Artie for a second. I told the guy on the phone I'm his match made in heaven. I've been up all night betting the Super Bowl myself.
All right.
I wanted to come down and see him, but he's not going to be available today.
No, he'll be here about Thursday or something. Hey, Mike.
You'll have to get a little sleep before you can see him.
Mike, you're on the air.
Howard, how you doing? I work at the Hard Rock. I'm in charge of the bathroom facilities. And Artie's sitting there at the urinal, bobbing and weaving, totally missing the mark, and doing it all over the floor. The guy's disgusting.
I don't know if I buy that.
It could have happened.
Yeah. All right, I got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
Here's Craig Kilborn on Howard Stern.
We were off last week. I did the Howard Stern show, the legendary Howard Stern. I did a show, and it went well. I put up with some of his stuff, and I answered the question. And to me, he's a special broadcaster. Sometimes he delves in that sex, that perversion stuff. But if you look past that, he's so adept at interviewing the mentally challenged and the dwarfs. So but he's special because he's nearing 50. The guy's going to be 48, and he still has that audience. Normally when you get older, there's a maturity level that comes along, but he can still grab that young audience. Big hand for Howard Stern. It was fun. Those are compliments. I was just complimenting him. Did that come out? Okay. I want to make sure.
95X.
What happens when Howard Stern's staff asks him the questions they've always wanted answered? It's time to Ask Howard with Rachel Fine.
Here we are for another very important Ask Howard.
Very important.
Yes.
Yes.
Mike Fox on the Tapes team asks,
if you had to swap lives, including bodies, with Gary, would you prefer not to have big teeth, not to have toe fungus, or something else?
Well, that toe fungus really weirds me out.
It's weird.
Gary and I have hung out socially. He's come over, he swam in my pool, and I always look down at those feet, and there's a lot of weird stuff going on. But the teeth, every day those are out there.
Can't hide them.
Look, I can't be too critical. I've got a lot of flaws myself, and women have told me they think Gary's very good looking.
He's a good looking guy.
Good looking guy. Yeah. My wife thinks so, and I don't see it. I got him beat in the feet department, but listen, I'm no beauty, so I guess I wouldn't want his feet with the toe fungus.
Next question comes from Lee Garowitz.
What advice do you have for aspiring broadcasters, and what makes a good broadcaster?
As a broadcaster, you must be well-rounded. You must be able to speak well. You shouldn't have grammatical errors. You should be tremendously well-rounded. I'm very weak in the sports area, as most of my fans know. I wish I could really spew out stuff. I wish I was better musically, not with my musical knowledge, but actually as a musician, so that when Fred picks up the guitar, I could play the piano or something. That would be a tremendous strength. And I think that if someone's considering broadcasting, forget about broadcasting school. Read the newspaper every day, read the New York Times, read 2 other papers, become a musician, learn a foreign language. That's another weakness of mine. I used to love, when I was a kid, I would listen to the Barry Farber radio show. He would break out into 5 different languages, including Hungarian. And I thought, what a cool thing. So sort of all of the cool things make you this amazing broadcaster, and I have weaknesses in my education. I should have paid way more attention in school. I have a lot of weaknesses.
You gave like a couple good things and a lot of weaknesses, and
Yeah,
you're one of the greatest broadcasters in history.
No, but there's a lot of weaknesses,
Okay.
a lot, and I'm disappointed in myself. If I had to do it all over again, I would have spent more time as a younger guy paying attention.
So
You
critical.
know. But who knows? You know, maybe that's what makes somebody a good broadcaster, having limited resources and learning how to draw on whatever you do have.
Having humanity to say this is just who I am. I'm not playing this character.
Well, my strength is telling a story and understanding editing too. My parents were incredibly tough on me, and I hate to reward this kind of behavior, but it's true. They would just get annoyed with me if I rambled on too long. I took it very seriously. If I'd have to get them to laugh. My mother and my aunt used to sit there, and they would have me do impressions of the family, and I had to get the impression right. They didn't laugh. You know, there was very little tolerance for people who didn't understand self-editing. And I have to edit every 5 seconds on the show. If Gary brings me something, I have to make a decision. Do we go with it? Don't we go with it? Is that interesting to a large group of people? And it all goes back to sort of that education in the living room. So who knows what makes up what makes a great broadcaster great, you know? It's tough. It's a very tough discussion.
Question from Will Murray.
Describe your perfect day.
Perfect day is I have a day off. I sleep until at least 8 o'clock, which is rare. Like I just get a great night's sleep. And then my wife and I will either go for a walk or a run or do something together. I like spending time with her. She's fabulous. I like to have a nice lunch, take a nap, maybe even get a massage, you know. Once in a while, I like that. Go out to dinner with my wife. I like that. Maybe do some photography or something like that. That relaxes me, or either gets me crazy. Everything gets me crazy. Something like that, a really relaxing day. I don't like to go anywhere. I don't want to be anywhere in a foreign country. Just want to be home, chilling out, watch a few good movies or TV. That's it for me. They're very simple needs.
That was terrific. I learned a lot about you today.
Yes, it was terrific. You're absolutely right.
I like that you like these.
Yes.
What happens when Howard Stern's staff asks him the questions they've always wanted answered? It's time to Ask Howard with Rachel Fine.
Here we are for another very important Ask Howard.
Very important.
Yes.
Yes.
Mike Fox on the tapes team asks,
If you had to swap lives, including bodies, with Gary, would you prefer not to have big teeth, not to have toe fungus, or something else?
Well, that toe fungus really weirds me out.
It's weird.
Gary and I have hung out socially. He's come over, he swam in my pool, and I always look down at those feet, and there's a lot of weird stuff going on. But the teeth, every day those are out there.
Can't hide them.
Look, I can't be too critical. I've got a lot of flaws myself, so, you know, and women have told me they think Gary's very good looking.
He's a good looking guy.
Good looking guy. Yeah. My wife thinks so, and I don't see it. I got him beat in the feet department, but I mean, listen, I'm no beauty, so I guess I wouldn't want his feet with the toe fungus.
Next question comes from Lee Garowitz.
What advice do you have for aspiring broadcasters, and what makes a good broadcaster?
As a broadcaster, you must be well-rounded. You must be able to speak well. You shouldn't have grammatical errors. You should be tremendously well-rounded. I'm very weak in the sports area, as most of my fans know. I wish I could really spew out stuff. I wish I was better musically, not with my musical knowledge, but actually as a musician, so that when Fred picks up the guitar, I could play the piano or something. That would be a tremendous strength. And I think that if someone's considering broadcasting, forget about broadcasting school. Read the newspaper every day. Read the New York Times. Read 2 other papers. Become a musician. Learn a foreign language. That's another weakness of mine. I used to love, when I was a kid, I would listen to the Barry Farber radio show. He would break out into 5 different languages, including Hungarian. And I thought, what a cool thing. So sort of all of the cool things you know make you this amazing broadcaster, and I have weaknesses in my education. I should have paid way more attention in school. I have a lot of weaknesses.
You gave like a couple good things and a lot of weaknesses, and you're one of the greatest broadcasters in history.
No, but there's a lot of weaknesses, a lot. And I'm disappointed in myself. If I had to do it all over again, I would have spent more time as a younger guy paying attention.
So critical.
But who knows, maybe that's what makes somebody a good broadcaster, having limited resources and learning how to draw on whatever you do have.
Having humanity to say, this is just who I am. I'm not playing this character.
Well, my strength is telling a story and understanding editing, too. My parents were incredibly tough on me, and I hate to reward this kind of behavior, but it's true. They would just get annoyed with me if I rambled on too long. I took it very seriously. If I'd have to get them to laugh. My mother and my aunt used to sit there, and they would have me do impressions of the family, and I had to get the impression right. They didn't laugh. There was very little tolerance for people who didn't understand self-editing. And I have to edit every 5 seconds on the show. If Gary brings me something, I have to make a decision. Do we go with it? Don't we go with it? Is that interesting to a large group of people? And it all goes back to sort of that education in the living room. So who knows what makes what makes a great broadcaster great, It's tough. It's a very tough discussion.
Question from Will Murray.
Describe your perfect day.
Perfect day is I have a day off. I sleep until at least 8 o'clock, which is rare. Like I just get a great night's sleep. And then my wife and I will either go for a walk or a run or do something together. I like spending time with her. She's fabulous. I like to have a nice lunch, take a nap, maybe even get a massage, Once in a while, I like that. Go out to dinner with my wife. I like that. Maybe do some photography or something like that. That relaxes me, or either gets me crazy. Everything gets me crazy. Something like that, a really relaxing day. I don't like to go anywhere. I don't want to be anywhere in a foreign country. Just want to be home, chilling out, watch a few good movies or TV. That's it for me. They're very simple needs.
That was terrific. I learned a lot about you today.
Yes, it was terrific. You're absolutely right.
I like that you like these.
Yes.
This is Dr. Shiner. He's a plastic surgeon out of Tampa. I don't know how this all came about, but Dr. Shiner somehow ended up evaluating our faces and telling us what we need.
What pictures was he given?
Evidently really bad ones. Because there's a whole... I told you, the list was so long of shit we need done to us that we ran out of paper in the fax machine. Hey, Dr. Shiner.
Hey, good morning.
Well, good morning to you. What's happening?
There's no reason to start. You can't really do that much surgery on a person.
Yeah, in fact, they said we would lose too much blood during these operations. But, yeah, I was taking a look at the pictures. We have pictures to go along with this. We could show them on Howard TV, but... if Gary's the worst, he got it the worst from Dr. Shiner.
Oh, no.
I mean, there were so many multiple
What
things.
would he have to do to Gary?
Dr. Shiner, in a way, isn't it dangerous to go to a guy like you? Because if you're feeling good about your face, or semi-good about your face, you guys actually
if
point
you can
out...
live with yourself.
Like, Gary, I didn't even... Your eyebrows are descending, it says here.
I looked at the notes. I was just telling Howard, I looked at the notes, and there's a lot of shit about myself I feel bad about. I had not noticed my eyebrows. So I'm just looking in the mirror to see what's wrong with my eyebrows.
Oh, no. See? That's not right.
Dr. Shiner, what's wrong with his eyebrows? I mean, I know, but you tell everybody.
Right. I mean, so actually, when I was looking at Gary, I found the simple things for him are, as we age, one of the things that occurs is our brows start to descend.
Yes.
And the reason I can tell that with him...
Like an ape.
Yeah. Right.
His brows are now his mustache? What are you talking about?
So he's got that line in his forehead, and that's actually a hidden sign that he's actually raising his brows a lot, because if he relaxed his forehead, his brows would be... I mean, he can do this. He can actually be close to his eyes.
See, that's another thing. I wasn't...
look, even in the picture, he's raising his eyebrows.
Yes.
Yes, you're right, doctor.
This is my specialty.
Oh, wow, look at that. You see that?
So if you raise his eyebrows, he would look younger.
Well, it's a couple things. One thing is that, yes, if we could equalize those areas, that could be better. We communicate most with our eyes and our mouth. Whatever we can do to make those areas look better has a huge
I got to tell you,
impact.
you're onto something, because we have like this little graphic drawing where the eyebrow is where it is, and then where you raise it. And he does look better.
My eyes look more open when the eyebrows are raised.
Let me see. Look at me. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's fucking... Now I see it.
I mean,
I never noticed it before.
Yeah, see, now we're looking at it, and you can see that one eyebrow is lower.
Yeah, watch when Gary looks at you now. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right, so, Doctor, here's a question.
I wish he hadn't pointed that out. Now I'm going to obsess.
Here's a question. The operation or whatever it takes to do this, how painful is it?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. Some things are really simple, Gary, like raising brows. That can be done non-surgically with something called Botox. I do Botox brow lifts all the time.
Will that get rid of the line in my forehead?
Yeah, and that can help with that, too. Yeah.
Hold on a second. You're telling me with Botox,
his eyebrows will raise.
his eyebrow will go back up?
Yeah, I can raise. Yes, I do that all the time.
But how often do I have to do that?
I mean, that's like a 4 to 6 month time period, but it's not surgery. And they're surgical procedures, but that's easy.
Wow.
I mean, the second thing, Gary, was the pigment that you had on your face. If that could be evened out, we like a cleaner complexion.
You mean he's got, what, like pimples?
Yeah, no, like the spots he has on his cheeks.
Let me see. Come close to me. I'm going to look you over. Let me see your cheeks. You're talking about on his face, not his ass. Look at that. I don't see any spots on his cheeks, Doc.
In the picture, it shows up.
Give me the picture.
I don't see that.
But I would tell you that the biggest... The biggest thing for Gary is...
But hold on, by the way, I see them when I look in the mirror every morning. They're right about here, and you can see them on the picture.
How do you get rid of them?
Like here.
Right. This is easy, too.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have noticed that.
Using light. I have something called broad-based light, and I can target pigment on the face.
He needs that.
Yeah, and that's easy.
He needs laser.
Hey, please don't make me any darker.
I mean, really honestly, Gary, the biggest thing is, and we'll talk about this, and I'm going to teach you something here, is that we like to see our faces in balance, right? There's ratios that exist in the face. If you take the following, if you take the top of his, the hairline and bring it down to the middle of the brow, consider that a third of the face. That actually equals the third from the middle of the brow down to his nose. Can you see that?
Yeah.
if you then take that third and try and bring it down to the jaw, do you see how it doesn't match anymore? The lower jaw is bigger than that third. Do you see that?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, look, we're obviously dealing with a horrible candidate here because, I mean, how expensive is it to Botox that eyebrow up? I got to get that eyebrow is up now.
That's cheap. That's not a big deal. That is not a big deal.
Give me a ballpark.
That's hundreds. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think it's like $300. I want to know about the jaw.
All right,
what are you going to do to his jaw?
Let's talk.
All right, so Gary's, I would say from below his nose is the real disaster area. Right? He's got giant teeth, lips. Gary, I mean, no offense.
Understood.
Right, I mean...
No, and let me tell you, Howard, what happened here, actually. Gary, this is just the way you were born, okay? You're at the top part of your jaw.
You don't think that was from an accident? You say he was born like that.
Is that the top part of your jaw grew larger than other parts of your face. And it's actually called something called a long face syndrome. And in other words...
Why the long face, Gary?
Me and Mr. Ed.
It's also known as something called a gummy smile.
Yes, he's got... Oh, it's a...
How could he have a gummy smile with all those teeth?
Doctor.
Yes.
You're so right. It distracts me every morning as he's doing the show rundown.
You can see his gums?
Absolutely. Where have you been?
I have a gummy smile. I admit that.
But how does I just
Look,
can't
when
imagine.
I do my Gary impression, what do? I go like this. Hello, ball. You know, that's my Gary.
So insulting.
I didn't mean it as an insult. If I did, I apologize.
Look, Gary, you were born this way.
That's right. You know what? I used to think it was an accident. I'm glad the doctor cleared it up. All right. So what would you have to technically do to fix that?
Okay, this is a bigger deal, okay? But this is done. They actually go into the jaw. They take out some of the bone for the upper jaw. And they advance the lower jaw. But if you see the after photo, when you do that, it brings them back to that ratio of a third. It's a much nicer look, right?
And now that's got to be... He probably can't eat for months after that.
Yeah, it's a bigger deal. And I'm not saying he has to go that far, but if he wanted to, that's what could be done for him.
I think he needs to do it. I'm looking at the before and after.
That's a big enough deal to do it?
Don't you think I missed my window? In other words, shouldn't I have done this when I was 20?
Right, but I don't think you gained that much.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm not seeing.
No.
I'm not spending $20,000 and not eating for 3 months to look an inch better.
You still look like Gary.
Yeah, that's the problem. At the end of the day, he still looks like Gary.
But I'm telling you, all jokes aside, I would consider the Botox.
You would?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
who gives a shit? We're dudes.
It's inexpensive, and the eyebrow thing I never
noticed your brow.
Yeah,
I know, but it looked better, didn't it?
You know what's weird? The doctor's talking about symmetry. Like there's one side of your face where your eye is almost closed.
Yeah.
On the other side, your eyes open.
Yeah. I will tell you that I did some photos, like press photos, and I got rid of 3/4 of them for that exact reason. For some reason, my eyes closed in the picture.
Right. And you know what happens, Gary, I'll tell you actually, is that here's the thing. Your brow, as I said, is sort of low normally. It's hidden, but it's low. When you raise your brows all the time, that's great. You try and smile and keep your forehead raised. No, it doesn't work. I mean, when you smile, your whole face relaxes, so that hidden brow droop becomes more apparent when you smile.
Now, doctor, you also say that Gary's particular problem was identified in early man. that Gary might actually, Gary's sixth toe and lowered eyebrow indicates something. All right, so that's that. Let's go through the Benji. I looked at your I see we give him a hair transplant. Benji, you do look better with hair, I got to say.
Here's Howard, let's talk about it again. Remember thirds we're talking about. Now, his is in the reverse. Go from the bottom of his chin up to the base of the nose. That's a third.
Yeah.
Go from the bottom of the nose up to the middle of the brow. That's a third. Go up from there, and it's much larger, right?
Right.
So if we could lower the hairline and give him make that a third, that helps.
Oh.
That did help.
Come on.
That does help.
That hair doesn't help. You got to get good hair.
Well, that's all he's got.
But the balance makes better. And then the other thing I recommend for his chin, liposuction along the chin, and then the same broad-based light to clear out the pinkness on his face.
Have you ever seen a guy with a blotchier complexion? Look at him. You go back to the before picture. Whoa. Look at around his nostrils. You got the deep red thing, like it looks like a forest of red.
There are conditions like rosacea that can cause that. And anyway, it's treatable.
What is that? Is he nervous?
So
he sweats a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's what you do for... Well, listen...
See, again, he still looked like Benji.
I think he looks like a better version of him, actually. I think he looks like his younger brother, right?
Right, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, he'd be the handsome brother.
Yeah, he'd be the brother, but doesn't look too bad. By the way, all these pictures are up on howardstern.com. If you go there, you'll see what Dr. Shiner's going to do to Benji, what he's going to do to Gary. Fred, does Fred need a lot of work? He's so handsome. All I can think about is giving him anal.
Fred is our silver fox.
He's a silver fox to me.
My kid's got to go to college. I'm not buying any of this, Doc.
Let's see. It says here Fred needs he has heavy eyelids and drooping eyebrow. He does.
There's nothing I can do about that.
Let me see.
Yes, they can.
I've always had those eyes. I'm born with that shit.
Well, let the doctor talk. Maybe I can.
Yeah, that actually, Gary. I mean, Fred, that could be helped. That is as easy as a Botox thing, or there are surgeries that can be done to help it more permanently.
Yeah.
The lower eyelid, these are normal. Listen, these are normal changes we all face. I'm not saying this is anything. I mean, a lot of your
Fred looks very old. Yes. Loss of facial volume. Chicken. Oh yes, I look very young, Fred. Yeah, I'm just lucky that way. Now you say facial fillers to reduce aging process.
Yeah, one of the things that as we age, we lose facial volume, and there's actually papers looking at this. It happens asymmetrically. We can gain volume in certain areas and lose volume in other areas. If we can restore the volume around the mouth area, as I said, that's one of the critical areas that we communicate with. I think it's really powerful for Fred, and the way it turns that image. I mean, I think it looks like a much better version of himself.
Well, like Liberace and Boober, I might just send him in for a little work so he can look a little more like me. Let's see, John Hine. Okay, what about Robin? What are we going to do for her?
Yeah, what can you do?
Let's get down to Robin.
I mean, Robin's beautiful, so we don't have to do anything really. But
exactly.
Sure. Now let's talk.
All right, now let's get down to it.
If you want to make, Robin, you are beautiful. If you want to make you more stunning, okay.
In other words, she's at 10. You can make her at 12.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's same thing. It's volume issues, and it's the area of the jawline. So if we could add volume back to the area around the mouth and do something to straighten, to do with the jawline, that'd be liposuction. I think you're beautiful, Robin. Just makes you even better.
No, I'm all for making Robin better. That's absolutely true. I mean, Robin, you'd be at 12. Could you imagine what your life would be? Me too. Well, it says here Howard needs nothing. He's so handsome.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you, Fred. Let's see. Loss of facial volume. Like Fred, you need to fill in all those heavy... I have those huge lines. Like,
I know. You always talk about them, but
I mean, honestly, it's a real loss of volume. Howard, for you, what I was saying, really, the eye and the mouth. So the eye area, I was saying, if you could, it would be surgery, okay? But if you could do surgery for the eyelids, I do that stuff with lasers.
The eyelids?
Mm-hmm, the upper eyelids. And then if we could add volume back to the lower face, there's actually a product. This isn't surgery, mind you. There's a product called 𝗪𝗄𝗄. And what it is, it's a product we use as a facial filler. It takes a while to work, but once it's set up, it lasts years. You would be a great candidate for that, Howard, because if you could add volume to that area, you look at your after, it really, I mean, you look like you, but it's just...
I look like gorgeous.
You look like a softer you.
A better me. Now, Doc, is any of this stuff... When I hear women are injecting rat poison into their face... And you know, that's basically what I don't get. Like, I'm not doing anything. I mean, what's the difference at this point? I'm a mess. You know what I mean? But
you know, it's just personal. If something you want to do, I'm just saying there are options for people if they want to do these things.
You're saying you get rid of all that shit on my face like that in the after picture? Is that accurate?
Yeah, I mean, really the volume. Yeah, if you had the volume is the most powerful thing for you.
Volume. In other words, what do you stick in my face to give me volume?
There's a product called 𝗪𝗄𝗄, and what it is there's a suture material that we use in surgery that makes collagen, and they take advantage of this, and they make it into little tiny bits. They put it in the face, and then the body will build its own collagen around these products.
Really?
Yeah.
How long does that take?
It takes about an hour to do. What happens, actually, I have newscasters who I do this for in my area on the evening news, and I like this because you look better gradually. What happens is you get the result. It goes down. You get a view of what it looks like. It goes down in about 2 days because the water resorbs, and then the particles that are left over about 8 weeks, the body responds to and builds collagen all over the place.
Wow.
And so each week you get better and look better and better and better.
Imagine how gorgeous I'd be. I'm a 10.
And then when does it start to go bad again?
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
like...
You know what it's like? It's like...
Charlie.
Like he was retarded, and then in the book Flowers for Algernon, he becomes a genius, and then he slowly starts becoming retarded. retarded again. And that's the bitch.
Hey, Howard?
Yeah.
I have a quick question with that. Is that the same stuff that you would put in my face, that Bondo or whatever?
Fred, let's go in. We'll get 2 for 1.
How about, is there any way you can get a donation of, like, facial filler? Like, since Benji's so fat in his face,
we
could we take the fat out of his face?
Would you want Benji's anything in your face?
You're right. Let's go with the Bondo.
Make you crazy.
Hey, Robin, look at your after him before. See that?
Well, she always looks good.
Yeah, but yeah, that's not enough.
It's not enough.
Not for me to do it.
I like my after picture, but
I thought actually John was pretty cool too.
Let me take a look at John Hine. I thought he looked a little too feminine after you got done with him.
Really?
For
He
my
got
taste.
that feminine look?
Yeah, you got to be careful, dudes, when you go do this stuff, because you could end up looking like...
that usually ends up what
Oh,
happens.
God, he looks scary now.
John looks like he saw a ghost. Leave John alone, Doc. I think you were hitting home runs with everyone else. But listen, Doc, it's fascinating. Dr. Shiner's plastic surgery critique is up on howardstern.com. You will see how gorgeous I look after Dr. Shiner would get done with me. But I don't know, man. I don't know, Robin.
I like a natural look. I think I look like, Kim Kardashian or something.
I think I got to admit, Dr. Shiner's after picture does look way better on me. But, hey, I don't know. Then you got to go do all this stuff. Dr. Shiner, give yourself a plug here, or I'll give it to you. For more information on Dr. Adam Shiner's practice, go to adamshinermd.com. Hey, thanks, Dr. Shiner.
Hey, it's been a pleasure. Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah, a lot to
Well,
consider.
now we know there's something we can do.
I thought it was hopeless. Thing I like is, like, as I get older, I see what he's talking about down here. Like, he could fill that out. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it smooths things. That's, you were talking about John Kerry a few weeks ago, and now I can't stop staring at his face.
I know. It just seems kind of girly,
Yeah.
And then I see a lot of women who do this shit, and it goes horribly wrong.
I'm fucking hideous, but at least I look like a fucking guy. Come on. All right? Him, on the other hand, he needs help.
You shouldn't feel
He
bad.
needs a lot of help. A lot of help.
Will you guys dwell on these issues like Howard said he's going to now that
No.
it's in one ear out the other?
No.
I'm mesmerized by my face. It's beautiful.
The only one?
And I realize, like, I've gained weight again. I gotta get in good shape because I have such a beautiful face. Do you feel slighted in the sense that they didn't look at your calves and some of your other great features? No. My face is my, what do you call it? Yeah. Yeah. That's your meal ticket? I have a beautiful face. I look at it. Close.
This is his fortune. Unfortunately, Benji is bankrupt.
I love it. I don't know. Maybe it's just baby blues. Here, look. Can you tilt up your brim a little bit so we can really see the full color? There you go. So, Fred, your solution is just be happy that you're not Benji.
Pretty much. I wake up every day, and that's my mantra. It's like there are people of a certain face that say, "Thank God I wasn't born a woman," which I think is very sexist, and maybe this is like Benjist, but I wake up every day and say, "Thank God I'm not Benji."
Interestingly, I wake up saying, "Thank God I'm Benji."
You're the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, plastic surgery is a tricky thing, man. I see too many guys
it's
looking like women.
So many people.
Yeah. And you know what?
I don't know who George Clooney's guy is because he's holding up.
Yeah, but he's good looking. I mean,
He's good.
He's looking rarefied.
There's nobody. I'm just beginning to realize when you look at all these papers, there's nobody in that fucking business that doesn't have some sort of tweaking done. Period.
I would say, without a doubt, 100% of the people in Hollywood have something going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But you
well,
know
that's
what?
how they stay
There's
looking
too-
good.
There's too much at stake.
Yeah.
They're at the big game.
Absolutely.
They don't want to leave. It's the same thing. It's like baseball players do steroids. Those people do Botox.
Well, maybe we got to go visit Dr. Shiner. I think that's what you're saying.
made a documentary on 𝗦𝗵cie.
Oh, I know. That's great.
And I just said to her, she's on HBO, and I said, oh, so you sold it to HBO? And she goes, not really. She started to make it with HBO. They didn't like the direction it was going in. She went and made it on her own. Then HBO goes, they heard, hey, we hear the documentary's not bad. And then they bought it. So that's that's even better. But the other thing is, because we went through this, and I think you'd appreciate this, she said it's really pricey. And I said, where's all the money when you make a documentary? And she said, clearing the photos. And she said that once somebody found out she was involved with the project, they were charging her like $50,000 for 4 photos. And she would call them up and she would say, listen, no one's asked you for a 𝗦𝗵cie photo for 50 fucking years.
I love 𝗦𝗵cie.
But the other thing she said was that 𝗦𝗵cie, this is really interesting. She said, not only is she the first female stand-up, she may be the first stand-up comedian ever. She did, and I said, how do you define that? She said, 1929, you know, she got a person alone getting up in a room telling stories and jokes. But she said a lot of 𝗦𝗵cie stuff is hard to corroborate because you can't tell what's fact or fiction about her. But I thought we wouldn't get to that, so I thought it was
I'll lead off with that.
All right. Whoopi Goldberg is here. I got a lot of ground to cover with her. And she is on The View.
Of course she is.
And she's very successful. There's Whoopi Goldberg. Wow. Look at that. It's really you. It is the Whoopi Goldberg.
Well, most of me.
Most of you? Where'd you leave the rest of you?
Where are you?
Some of you still home. But that's all right.
So you get your microphone right in
I
that.
got my...
How are you?
I'm good.
You're wearing your John Varvatos scarf, I see, with the American flag on it.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I have the same one. That's why I know that. Yeah, I love that.
I probably got it from you.
Yeah. What is it, Gary?
I just want to make sure that you can hear her okay.
I can hear Whoopi. Okay. Yeah, you can get your mic right there. How are you?
I'm good, honey.
I'm excited about the project you're here to promote, and not in a false way. I'm very excited about it. I am a huge fan of 𝗦𝗵cie.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so was I. Oh, my
Nobody
goodness.
liked her.
When I was a little boy, I would watch 𝗦𝗵cie like it was a religion.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know 𝗦𝗵cie, she was do you think she was the first stand-up comic?
I do believe that she was the first. I know she was the first. No, she may have been the absolute first.
Absolute first?
Yeah.
Really?
Because she's the only one that I know who actually stood up and told jokes from really like the late 20s. Huh. So I sort of feel she might be the very first stand-up as we know it.
Yeah.
So it's extraordinary when you think about it.
When was 𝗦𝗵cie born?
Late 1800s.
Why did you become so obsessed with 𝗦𝗵cie to the point that you wanted to make a project out of it?
Because I used to do her before anybody gave a shit who I was.
I think she was such a brilliant comic because she's a lot of times when she would tell a joke, I didn't even understand what she was saying. And that almost was the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And I know, like, Bill Cosby gets really upset with black comedians when they speak in sort of a street dialect. Mm-hmm. But that's what I love about black comedians, when they do get up and speak, because that's what I loved about growing up in a black community, when guys would really talk in this raunchy kind of way.
Yeah.
And Mom's was just dirty, filthy, and bawdy.
Except she was all of that without saying one bad word.
Right.
It was all innuendo.
Well, did you ever hear her party albums? I mean,
yeah.
All right, those were dirty.
Ish.
Yeah. Right. But
compared to us.
Right. They were pretty dirty.
Yeah.
But then she could also go on Merv Griffin.
Absolutely.
And work clean.
Absolutely. Listen, man, she played all these great parts. She played Sing Sing. She played all kinds of prisons. I mean, she was able to go and do stuff. She looked like an old woman.
Right.
You know, and so people were like, yeah, sure, come in and she would just flatten a place.
Right.
You know, and the great thing about the documentary is I was concerned about the material because, you know, today you listen to comics and it's a whole different thing. They tell you everything, the size of everything and every little pimple.
Yeah.
But Mom's, you need to follow what she's saying in order to get it. You have to allow the silences of her beats.
You decided you wanted to make a documentary about her life. So how do you go about doing that? You first went to HBO.
First, we went to HBO.
They said, we're going to make a documentary.
We'll make a documentary. And then it got a little tough for them and us because we had two very different ways of looking at things.
What did they want to do?
They wanted to do more of a biopic.
Right.
And for me, there wasn't, the thing about...
You see, I thought that when you first told me you were doing a 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗱 program,
right.
I thought you were going to play 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗱.
Well, the whole idea originally was I was going to do it on stage.
Right.
As a one-person show. And then I realized...
I would go see that in a second.
Well, I'm still going to do it, but Howard, I realized that, the last time I did Moms was almost 30 years ago in San Francisco.
Can you do the impression? Is it?
Oh, Howard, what are you talking about?
Right.
You know I can do Moms, Howard. You know I love your show, don't you?
And she would kind of walk on. Maybe you're right. She wasn't really an old lady, but she would dress like an old lady, and she'd have those weird shoes,
the big shoes, the house
shoes.
coat. I mean, she started this character figure 1929, 1930.
Right.
And she was a young woman then.
So Moms was Moms right at 25.
She was a young woman playing an old woman.
Yeah. Playing an old woman. And when she died in 75, she had grown into Mom.
Right.
And you think about it, there were no roles for black actresses back then unless you were in Gone with the Wind or something. So she created a role for herself as an old woman when you think about it. It was really quite brilliant.
Well, I mean... The thing that I think she figured out was that she had her place and she was going to rock it, and she did.
Do you think the hard part for putting together a documentary is it getting the rights to all of the performances? Do you have that in the documentary?
That was easy. Oh yeah, the getting the rights was easy. It's the pictures and the clips.
And so you have the clips of Moms performing. Do you get the clips of her like on these talk shows? Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And there's some great ones. There's a wonderful... She did, in the last year of her life, she was on, I think it's the Billboard Awards or the Grammys or something, and she's there with Chris Christopherson.
Uh-huh.
And he can't believe how lucky he is to be...
𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗱.
She's funny, and then, honey, she takes those teeth out.
Oh my God!
And she says she says, what are you gonna do? He said, anything you want to do. She would just. And the other great thing is that the material still works.
Did she have a horrible?
It's still funny.
It's still funny.
Whoopi, did she have a horrible personal life, 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗱? I know nothing of today it's so different. You know everything about everyone. Like I know who you've married, who you've I know everything. With 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗋, you didn't know anything.
You didn't know where she came from.
No.
And in a way, the character worked better because you didn't know anything about her. Did she have a personal life?
She had a very good personal life, and there's some secrets that I'm not going to tell you on air, but I'll
give me
tell
one
you what
secret.
Let's see. That many of the traumatic stories about her may not be true.
In other words, she might have had a pretty good upbringing.
Yeah.
Wow. And so she embellished?
Well, I think people, and what tends to happen with performers is people embellish for you.
Right.
You almost don't have to do anything.
It's so true.
Yeah. And so suddenly she was, she had been raped twice, and then she had kids, and she gave them away. And so it was this big, giant story that may or may not be true. That's why I didn't want to do a biopic.
Do you get that in your personal life? Like, people come up to you who you don't even know and say, Whoopi, do you remember when you did this? And it's absolutely not true.
Yeah.
Happens all the time, right?
All the time.
Yeah. So you go to HBO. You say, I want to make a documentary on 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗋. They're all for it.
They love it.
Then you start doing it, and they thought you were going to be probably playing 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗋.
No, I think they wanted more of her biography. And what I knew and that they didn't was that there wasn't enough there that was provable. There's a lot of rumor. I didn't want to go with that.
So you say, look, I want to get her performances. I want to turn younger people onto 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗋 and people who knew her. Like, okay. So then you go out and you have no trouble getting her performances.
No.
But the trouble that you have producing the documentary is getting photographs of her?
And clips. You know, these clips are expensive.
You talk about the clips from talk shows.
From talk shows and, you know, performance shows that she's done. And
what was the most expensive clip from what show? Do you recall?
I don't recall. Because what happened was, once people realized that I was actually paying for this out of my pocket, they were like, oh, okay, well, we let's talk about this.
All right, let me see if we can help you. Because you're beloved, and people are like, hey, we don't want...
liked.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm beloved.
No, you're beloved. And people love you, and they don't want... Like, if they think it's a corporation putting it together on HBO, they'll charge a certain amount. So do you have to go to, like, Merv Griffin's estate and say, please give me these clips?
Yes. But not give me.
Right.
What are you going to charge me? And you know who was the best? Who made it the easiest? Hugh Hefner.
Really?
Yeah. Hugh made it so easy for us because Moms did Playboy After Dark.
I remember that.
That was fantastic.
a great show. Yeah.
Oh, my God. You know?
So you go to Hugh Hefner and you say, hey, I need this. And he's like, you know what? Hey,
here you go.
Isn't that surprising that he's so generous that way?
Well, he's always been really nice to me. I've been really lucky with Hugh. He's always been kind, and so he said...
How do you know him?
What?
Have you done the Playboy interview a bunch?
Yeah, well, not a bunch. And once or twice I proposed that I would pose for them.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. And they were like, no, let's just talk.
Would you have done that?
I want to be in the magazine.
Would you have... posed? Was that really a concept of yours?
No, look, I have not worn a bra since year one. The girls are so far on the floor. They would have to back up so much to get them.
Have you ever appeared nude in any production whatsoever?
No.
Never?
No.
You would never do that?
Please. I know what's under here.
You're not looking to show it up.
I don't want to show anybody.
Well, you're so right, because people say, well, you're so outrageous. How come you've never shown your penis in public? I go, because there's hardly one there. I said, if I had something big to show off, I would show it.
Yeah. You know, if the girls were up on my shoulders, sure, I would be popping them out all the time. But that's not what's going on here. I can tie them in the night on my head.
So when you started this 𝗫𝗵cie project, how does it end up on HBO if HBO and you parted ways?
Because they began to understand that what I was trying to do was the better plan.
It is the better plan.
It is the better plan.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, you could have just shown 𝗫𝗵cie on the whole performance of her doing Hugh Hefner's Playboy show.
Right.
But instead, you're taking people around and saying, hey, let me give you an education on 𝗫𝗵cie.
Well, yeah, because what I don't know how I missed it, but what I didn't understand was that she had played a huge part in the civil rights movement.
She did?
Yes, because she was talking about all of this stuff in her show.
That's true.
In ways that people didn't realize they were getting schooled.
Right.
But they were getting schooled. And so it was like, oh, my God. So you look at the fabric. You know, she did Abraham, Martin, and John after...
right, I remember. Oh, that's
Martin
right.
Luther King was
She recorded that.
Yeah. And when you hear her sing it, you get it because you realize, yes, these are people that she knew because she did know John Kennedy. She did go to the White House.
Where did she live?
Things. She lived up in New Rochelle.
Oh, she did?
Mm-hmm. She's from Brevard, North Carolina. That much I know for sure. And she lived in New Rochelle. She worked a lot at the Apollo. She did Carnegie Hall. She played all these places. She was, at one point, the highest paid female entertainer in the world.
You know what I admire about you? You have this passion for 𝗫𝗵cie, and you actually went out and did something about it. You know, now that I think about it, it kind of inspires me, because I do have certain people in my life that have influenced me, and I'm fascinated by them.
Right.
And yet, it never occurred to me to say, hey, that's a passion of mine. Why wouldn't I try to turn people on in some sort of documentary or something like that?
Well, I'm sure Howard, in a way, part of it is because you're in your head saying, well, a lot of people will take care of this because a lot of people know who this is.
Right.
The reason this came about is because what I discovered was, A, nobody knew who Moms was anymore, and nobody knows who any of these comics are. You know, Mantan, Marlon, the folks we grew up knowing
who
about.
were on the party records.
Yeah, and then you got a guy like Red Fox, who was known from Sanford and Son, but I knew him from his party records, and that's what was really a turn on to me.
I mean, you know, and the fact that, you know, we had to do stuff socially. Like, we had to hide. When the parents went out, you know, you waited for them to
and you listened to party records.
And you listened to party records. And so did they. They got together and had a social evening listening to records.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? But that doesn't happen anymore.
No.
With 𝗫𝗫, though, she was so powerful. And now that you're bringing her up, I'm thinking what her life must have been. Here's this talented woman, great comic, but she's definitely, she was born in the wrong time period because, first of all, who would even imagine that she could even get a career on stage?
Well, because
as a black woman.
We had the Chitlin circuit.
Right.
Which was where all the black folks went to perform because they weren't allowed to perform in a lot of the clubs in the rest of the country. So there was a whole area, you know, where black people went and saw performers that they understood and they knew. And it worked for them because, you know, Mantan Moreland came from there, Peg Leg Bates came from there, a lot of the folks that most people don't know about. That was the performance space, and that's how they got to be better known. And Tyler Perry reawakened that circuit because no one was making
anything for
that group.
Yeah, what's weird too is that you know, it occurs to me, everyone's always asked me who do you think the funniest comics are and stuff, and I never mention 𝗫𝗫.
None of us do.
And I should. Like she made me laugh till I almost threw up. Like, I mean, I don't laugh that hard at anybody. And 𝗫𝗫
she was
can do that.
appointment television. When you heard that 𝗫𝗫 was going to be on a show, you sat there.
Yeah, I mean,
did anyone ever put her in a movie or anything?
Oh yeah, she's in 2 films.
Mad World, maybe?
No. I wish. Wouldn't that have been great?
Yeah, that would have been cool.
But there were no female comics. There were comedians.
Yeah.
But no comics in that movie. No females.
Did you get to meet her family when you made this thing?
No, there's not a lot of folks. Not a lot of folks left.
Wow. Was she married?
It's hard to say.
Wow.
I know it's a complete mystery.
In a way, it is.
And you identify with her because she was one of your heroes.
Because she was funny, and she told stories. You know, it's like Richard. For me, Richard Pryor is that's my brain.
Right.
And Mom's is my brain, because anybody who can tell a story and leave space for a punchline, I think is great.
Right.
You know?
She's brave in that she could literally take a pause on stage.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. You know, that's a weird... I talked to Jerry Seinfeld about that, about timing and stuff.
Yeah.
People say, what do you mean brave? I mean, when you're in front of a crowd, to take a pause...
That's right.
There's silence.
Yes.
And it scares the shit out of you.
Because we're so used to filling every second of every moment of every day. I mean, my God, we can't even go to the bathroom without the telephone.
I remember when I first saw you, it was like that, the one-woman show. When I see that, you took a lot of pauses like 𝗫𝗫 did. And I always thought when you got involved with Billy Crystal and Robin Williams, when you guys started to do comic relief and you would appear together,
right?
I feel those guys were not in your rhythm. Robin Williams is a kind of tell me if I'm right about this, because I've always wanted to ask you. I always feel Robin Williams is this frantic kind of, he's got his own energy. It's and I felt Billy would stand there and almost try to be his straight man, like his Carl Reiner to the Mel Brooks. And he would try. And then you would be on the stage and you work a completely different way. You'll work through an impression and a character and stuff. And then you're sitting there going, like, I'm trying to sort of figure out where I fit in with these two guys. And was it awkward for you ever when you were doing comic relief?
Because the boys didn't let it be awkward for me, but I felt awkward because I didn't know how to do what they did.
Right. That's not your shtick.
It wasn't my thing, but they loved me enough to let me, to carry me along to play.
Yeah.
And so because of them, though, I've learned how to do stand-up.
But were they gracious enough to you because they should have let you play in the style that you do? Like, they could have...
Oh, no, they fought a lot for me to do the things I got to do.
Are you still friendly with those guys?
Oh, yeah.
You are? Like, when
I
you
just
say
did a thing.
You do, but aside from the work, because when you guys got on stage, it was exciting. It was like, hey, look at these...
They call and they say, you all right? Just out of the blue, I'll get a note, or
Billy will call you, or Robin will call you.
Robin will call and say, I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't heard, is everything... Because, people get nervous if they don't hear anything.
Right, really. What happened?
I'm underground for the most part.
Will you ever get together with them socially? Will you guys ever go out to dinner together? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, you will?
Yeah.
Oh, so you have a close relationship with them.
Yeah. They're like, I mean, this is sounding crazy, but they're like my big brother. They're like my big brothers.
I can't figure... you have to fill in holes in your life for me, okay? Because I don't understand certain things, how they all came about. Where were you born?
Chelsea, 26th Street and 10th Avenue.
And your name was Karen at that point?
Yes, still is Karen.
Right. Does anyone call you Karen anymore?
Yeah.
Who calls you Karen? Who has that?
My mom calls me Karen until she passed.
She did?
Yeah.
But is that the only person who called you?
No, my brother will call me Karen.
And the like Mom's 𝗦𝗵cie, there are sketchy parts of your past. I can't find out if they are true or not.
Yes.
Your mom was she a drug addict?
Oh God, no. I was the drug addict.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
But your mom and dad split.
Yeah.
And your dad was one of those dads that never showed up, I get the feeling.
No, he came around when he was in the mood.
I feel like it was, though, a disastrous situation.
Oh, no.
It wasn't?
No. See, this is the thing. People assume.
Well, let's get it straight.
This is the filling in.
Yeah,
this is the filling in for you.
Well, because from what I read about you, that your dad...
can't
go by that.
Can't go by any of that.
Your dad left, I thought.
Right.
And
they
then
split up.
And I thought, like, it was, no dad in the picture.
Well, he wasn't living with us, and
But was there regular visitation? It wasn't like today where you have half the week with your dad and half the week with your mom.
No.
It was your mom raised you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And at 8 years old, you start performing on stage. You started to go and do shows.
When I was 7. We have the Hudson Guild is downtown, and it's a settlement house. And they had a children's program that Helena Rubinstein paid for.
Wow.
And so I was part of the Helena Rubinstein Children's Theater at the Hudson Guild.
And did people recognize you at that theater group as someone as almost like a prodigy, that you were were you a great performer right away?
I probably wasn't. But I liked it. I was a bold performer.
Did you say that I am going to be a great performer one day? Did you say that to yourself? Was that your fantasy growing up?
No, what I said to my mother was, I want to do this. I like this.
Was your mother the type that would say, hey, you're not gonna get to do this.
Oh, no.
Look at where you live. Look at who you are. Forget it. No, she was supportive.
My mother said, listen, this is what my mother said to me. If you can handle the fact that not everybody's going to like what you do, if you can handle the fact that not everybody's going to understand and therefore not like what you do,
right,
you'll be fine. If you want to follow the crowd and do what everybody does, that's fine too. So you have to make a decision.
Most performers, I think, go into it because they're looking for love.
Right.
And it's almost... you expect it to be magical that everyone will love you.
Yeah,
So your mother's advice was actually brilliant.
Oh, listen, my mom was a Head Start teacher, really smart, crazy smart woman.
Right.
And she knew that she had two very different children because I was also dyslexic. I am dyslexic. And so trying to figure out how to learn things and help me get to where I needed to go. She understood it, and so it never freaked her out, and she did what she did.
Were you a bad student?
I was a bad student if you needed me to read or figure numbers. Very bad.
Have you figured out how to read now? I mean,
Yes,
or is it just painful for you and you just kind of skip it?
Reading is great. I like doing it now that I have it down, but my eyes get so tired now that I started to do audiobooks. You know, there's a great company called Audible.com.
Yeah, Gary's been telling us that you two are Audible fans together.
I'm telling you, every book that you could possibly want, and especially, I think you need to do some of the books. I think you need to do some of the books.
He needs to be reading books to you?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why would you want me reading a book?
Because you're fun. You make it fun.
Me reading a book would not be fun. I'd be commenting on the book and you get really annoyed with me.
But see, that's what's great about you, Howard. The commentary is half the fun.
That's the fun of it.
And I'm so glad to see you,
Well,
Robin.
thank you. It's good to be here and be able to see you in person.
And I can't wait for your book. I have to read your book because I know you're a vegan now.
Yes.
I've thought about it. It's not going to happen, but I
Look, let's get as close as we can.
That's right.
A vegetable,
One vegetable
would be
a day.
okay.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Don't go crazy.
Just add a vegetable.
Do you have not evolved like Robin? You are still eating meat?
I do still eat meat.
I'm surprised.
Why?
Well, because I just see you as maybe somebody
in that Hollywood crowd,
yeah,
you know, it's hard.
At least give up the red meat.
Have you seen my ass? This is not a Hollywood behind, honey.
So well, let me get back to this, okay? Because I need to understand your career trajectory.
Okay.
So here you are. You're this talented, lovely kid with this great mother. How do you become a drug addict? Because that seems like you were in a tremendously sad place that you would become a heroin addict.
No, for me, you know, it was the times, and it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Oh, dear.
Everybody looked, you know.
They looked cool?
Everybody looked really cool.
Oh, dear.
And the other thing is, you know.
Who looked cool to you? The rock stars and things who were like...
Oh, no, this is before, you know, this is before the rock stars started doing it. Just, you know, the beginning of the 60s was a whole different groove.
Who turns you on to heroin, though? I mean, I could see smoking some weed. I could see...
We smoked we did everything.
Who's
you know,
we? Did you have close friends?
Some friends, some close friends.
Right.
They're all gone. So I don't want to disparage any of them.
What do you mean they're all gone?
They're all dead.
All of your friends are dead?
From that time.
Is that true?
The folks that were doing all the stuff I was doing, they saved me, Howard.
How did they save you? By dying,
they were
I guess.
Slightly older than me.
Right.
And they just said, this is not for you. This is not the life for you. And we're not going to help you anymore. And you need to stop.
How bad was your habit?
Kind of bad.
I mean, like you were spending money, and you didn't have the money to spend.
No,
you weren't a
didn't
rich
have
person.
No, I wasn't rich.
And so
I could make money happen. It's kind of a skill, you know.
How did you make money happen? You took a lot of shitty jobs?
A lot of shitty jobs.
But you never had a rob or anything like that?
No.
What was the shittiest job you had at that time?
Cleaning toilets.
Oh.
Where did you clean toilets? Subways. And so you
That's the worst. Those are the worst.
I didn't even know somebody was behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's like, oh.
Just cause somebody to retch. And you see some pretty horrible things when you do that.
Yeah.
And so you do it, and then all of your money is going toward heroin.
Drugs. Just drugs, acid, whatever was out there.
And you acted out sexually? Were you very loose?
No, I wasn't too loose. I was happy high.
And you got off heroin without any help? You just kind of said,
I got
that's
help
it?
from the folks that I used to get high with. They stopped.
But withdrawal is a bitch.
A little bit of a monster, yeah.
Yeah.
And 3, 4, 5 days, 8 days, 10 days. You know, but they cleaned me up.
And your big break really came out of doing a one-woman show.
Yes.
Even when you were cleaning toilets and you're doing heroin, and you probably didn't even see...
Now, that was all done. That by the time I started doing all of that...
Where did you get the guts? How did you develop that one-woman show where you did all those characters?
Because I was living in San Diego trying to get parts.
You would go out on auditions.
And I'd go on auditions, and they'd kind of look at me and go, come on, really? You want to be, really? And so I wrote
wait a second.
show.
What do you mean, really? Like, what was it?
Because, you know, you go in for Juliet.
All right.
And, you know.
You're not Juliet.
Not to that.
Right.
At that time.
Right.
You know, this is 40, maybe 35 years ago. But I was capable of doing it.
Right.
And so I put together a show. That the original show was put together so people would know I was capable of doing all of these things.
Was the only training you had the Helena Rubinstein? That was it, that program.
That was it, yeah.
How many years was that program?
Till I left New York. Probably.
So you never went to college for acting? You never did any of that? And you said, wait a second, the only way I'm ever going to get an acting job is if I create my own material.
Yeah.
And so you begin to develop characters. And out of that show... Who sees you first? Is it Spielberg? Is he the one who sees the show and discovers you?
Someone in San Francisco saw it and wrote to a man called David White, who used to run Dance Theater Workshop downtown.
Right.
And he periodically would do one-person shows, a group of them.
Right.
And so I get this call from a guy in New York saying, listen, I'm doing this thing. I hear you do this. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
Am I coming to New York? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, cool. He said, do you have a place to stay? I said, yeah, I stay with my mom.
Right.
Where are you guys? He said, we're on 17th Street. I was like, great. I'm from 26th and 10th. I'll be right over.
And you had no nervousness going up on stage and doing a one-woman show?
No, because I knew the characters.
Right.
I knew them.
And was it frightening to you the first time you do it? And let's say you do take those pauses and you start to do a character and you don't hear the audience responding. Was it seems to me like it was just so natural to you.
It was. That's the only way I could.
And you wrote the whole thing yourself?
Yeah.
Wow, it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Well,
if that's the only thing you'd ever done, it would have been amazing.
It would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
And then who knew all this other stuff was coming?
When Spielberg finds out about this one-woman show, does he come down and see it?
No, he got a hold of my manager, Sandy Gallen, and said I would like her when she comes to California if she could bring the show, because I'd like to see what she's doing. And so Sandy said, so Steven Spielberg would like you to go. And I'm thinking, oh, I want to be in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Right, you'll be in Star Wars.
I
could do that.
want to get eaten by a shark.
Yeah,
why not?
I could do this. And
right.
So
I could be in E.T., right?
Yeah.
Because up until then, he'd never done a project like Color Purple before, which was a serious, it wasn't an action film.
Right.
And so you mean he said, hey, if you ever bring your one-woman show to L.A., tell me and I'll come see it?
No, I brought it to Amblin, to the studio there.
Wait a second. You're telling me you went to his studio, performed your one-woman show just in front of him?
No, he said it was him and some friends. And when I came out, it was Michael Jackson and Ashford and Simpson and Quincy Jones and
oh my God!
Wow, that's kind of where I was.
What an intimidating crowd!
Yes.
When you go, first of all, when you're going there, then you assume, hey, okay, I'm doing this for Steven Spielberg already as a big-time director.
Yeah.
Do you get nervous then to do it?
I'm very nervous because they've also said to me, "Do not do some of the other material."
What do you mean, the more racy material?
No, I had a whole, there was a lot of material that wasn't in
the one-woman show.
The one-woman show.
Yeah.
One of them being 𝗵𝗵.
Oh!
About the black E.T. that comes and he lands in Oakland. And they said, do not
under
do
no
this.
circumstances.
No circumstances do this.
Because what? They're afraid they'll offend the great Steven Spielberg.
I think they thought it would be offensive. And so now I do my show, do everything I'm supposed to do, and people are saying more.
Right.
And that
Now you got to get into that other material.
I say, I don't really have much, but I have one thing, but they told me not to do it. But if you want me to do it, and they said, yeah. And I said, okay. And I figured this is the end of my career.
Right.
It started at the beginning of the show, and now it's over.
And they say they want more. You do black tea.
And he is on the floor.
He loved it.
He loved it.
And that teaches us a lesson, doesn't it? It's like, you know what, sometimes the more outrageous you are, or when everyone tells you no, sometimes you should say yes.
That's what you absolutely need to do.
Well, sometimes you have to gauge for yourself.
Right.
You know, is this a person who can deal with it? And the answer was yes.
Yeah.
And what an audition. Like, he never asked you to read for him specifically for The Color Purple.
No.
He never said, hey,
And then he laid that on me.
What did he say?
He said, well, I'm going to be doing The Color Purple. I said, oh, cool. I read the book. My daughter and I, we stopped our bus. We listened to it because Alice Walker was reading it in San Francisco somewhere. And I just said that how great it was going to be that he was doing it. He said, well, I would like you to be in it. And I was like, as what?
Right.
He said, well, I want you to play Celie. I said, I don't think I can do that.
Now, why did you say that?
Because I'd never made a movie. I didn't know anything about making movies. And I said to him, so what does it take, like couple weeks? Because I thought it was like you do, like you would film a play.
This is the exact opposite advice they always give everyone. They always say, if you go in an audition, say you can do anything, and don't. But you do the exact opposite, and it all works.
Well, I didn't want to lie to him.
Right.
I didn't want him to think that I actually knew anything about making movies.
Sandy Gowan was probably ready to kill you because
no, Sandy wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Sandy wasn't there.
Because so you tell Steven Spielberg, it's very nice of you to offer me this role, but I don't even know anything about making movies. I can't do it, and he insists that you do it.
And he says, well, I know a lot about making movies, and I can help you.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And I was like, okay, but if I'm really bad, he said, I got it covered.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
So now, who's the first person? So you're freaking out, I'm sure.
I'm totally freaking out, but I can't tell anybody.
Well, wait a second. When he says this to you, is Quincy Jones standing there, Michael Jackson, and everyone else?
No, Quincy, I think, was in another room because Quincy was one of the producers as well.
Right.
And so Quincy is aware of what's happening. And
what's Michael Jackson doing during this? He's just sitting and enjoying?
Oh, no. We're in the next day.
Okay,
I've already done the performance is done. Everybody's
Did
gone
Michael
home.
Jackson laugh?
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's really funny because we became friends. And that's another person who would call and check.
Wow.
Say, how you doing?
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, wow, that original crew was pretty incredible. I can't believe it.
Neither could I.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that is the most intimidating situation, and in a way, the perfect test for Steven Spielberg to see what you could handle.
Yeah.
Because you put a room full of people like that together, if you can hold up, you can go on a movie set and do anything.
Yeah.
Was it hard the first day on the set for the movie?
No. What it was it was insane because my mouth was open like this. Oh, we're on radio. You can't tell. Okay, my mouth was hanging open because, I was sitting at a table, and I'm dressed as Celie, and I'm sitting at a table. We're in the juke joint, and the guys are setting everything up, and they put a light in the flower thing that was sitting on the table. And I was like, what is that for?
Yeah.
And he was saying, well, that's so we can see your face. What? I was like, that's how you do that. I mean, at one point, there are several things that happen. There's a field full of purple flowers.
Right.
And then there's a field full of corn. And I come in, and the field full of corn is there, and we go and rehearse, and I come out, and half the field is gone.
Wow.
And I see them putting the purple flowers in. I was like, oh, that's how because you never, it never occurred to me that things weren't growing when you see them growing in the movies.
Right.
And the greatest thing was it has not, all that I know about movie making has not altered how I see movies. I still believe what I'm seeing in the movies, which I'm really happy about.
Right, yeah, you still
you don't
suspend
see the
all...
inner workings, you see the movie.
You still suspend disbelief and go, wow, it's pretty incredible. Yeah. And it is mind-blowing. So did you, when they send you the script, well, when you get the part, you can't tell anyone. Why can't you tell anyone?
Because Stephen wasn't ready for folks to have the information that he was doing.
So you don't even tell your mother, you don't tell anybody. You tell your mother, that's it. But anyone else, that's it.
I couldn't tell anybody. So, you know, in the newspapers, I would see, Diana Ross being considered for Seeley. I'd be like,
no.
Wait. And then I'd call and say, listen, I hate to bother you, but I just read this. He said, no, it's just rumor.
That's going to be you.
Okay, it's still you. And so you'd see all of this happening, and then, you know, suddenly they said, okay, we're doing it.
Are you still friendly with Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
So when he does Abraham Lincoln and the movie, do you send him immediately a note or do you call him?
No, well, I went to see it.
Right.
Because I just thought it was great. And friends of mine are in it. You know, 𝗦𝗵cie𝗄𝗿𝗱,
right,
who was on Law and Order. She's in it. So, you know, I got friends in it. I love to go see my friends working. So
it's pretty
I go
exciting.
And I said, yeah, it is very exciting because I can say I know them.
Yeah, it's part of the excitement of being famous and in show business. You know a couple of these people. Yes, and it's exciting.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. So who gets to do that?
Yeah.
So when that movie is being made, do you get close to Oprah?
Yeah, we're tight.
Well, it was weird to me that you and Oprah for years fought. Not fought.
No.
But you assumed that Oprah hated you.
Yes, and she assumed that I hated her.
Why? How does that happen?
Again, you know, people say, hey, you know, so-and-so's doing this, and you're not there. And it's like, oh, okay.
In other words, Oprah's having a party and didn't invite you.
And didn't invite you. Or someone would say to Oprah, hey, you know, Whoopi's doing this, and she didn't invite you. And what I discovered, and when she and I finally sat down, because we met up at Tyler Perry's house.
Right.
And I said, what did I do? She said, no, you, what did I do?
Right.
I said, you didn't do anything. She said, well, you didn't do it. I said, well, what the hell? 10 years, 15 years almost of not really. And, you know, my mom adored Oprah.
Right.
We were all very close. And so, you know, she was like, I don't know why I didn't just pick up the phone. And I had to say the same thing. So, you know.
You always seem like the type of person, who will write someone a note. You've done that to me.
Yeah.
And you will pick up the phone and call people.
And I didn't in this case. And I don't know why, Howard. It's odd.
You were close to Oprah during the making of the thing. You say your mother got friendly with her as well. And you guys really enjoyed one another.
Yeah.
And then when you won the Academy Award, did you think maybe there was hostility there?
Oh, no.
Why would that be?
No,
I don't know. Maybe a jealousy of some
God,
kind?
no. But please, honey, she was the queen of everything.
I know.
So she wasn't looking at me.
I know. I just can't believe
She wasn't going, damn, Whoopi got that. No, she was like, you know.
It must have been an incredible experience to go from, you were broke, you were cleaning toilets, you started to do your one-woman show, but that wasn't making any money, right? Real money.
Well,
little
enough
bit.
money to live on.
To live.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden now, you probably weren't paid a lot of money for The Color Purple.
Well,
more
it's all
money
relative.
than you had seen.
But I'm saying you weren't.
Yeah.
But when you won the Academy Award,
not for The Color Purple,
for Ghost,
yeah.
which to me,
but we were nominated.
Okay, you were nominated.
Yeah.
Everything changes, right? After you're in a huge, you start getting scripts and all that other stuff. No.
I'm still black, Howard.
And that held you back.
I don't think it held me back because I worked all the time, but it wasn't like scripts were coming at me.
in. Yeah.
Because, and you're right, when you're a black actress,
yes,
it's hard enough white actresses getting a decent role. When you're a black actress, especially things maybe are getting a little better, not great,
so.
but then no one says, hey, Whoopi as the lead in Pretty Woman, or Whoopi as the lead in this.
They have to go through all the people first. Everybody has to say no first.
Everybody else in Hollywood had to be busy
no before I can get the part.
Yeah, and it's so true. And it's like a lot of times a role is generic. Anyone could play it, and yet they
don't think
the
that
director
way.
go,
Yeah.
I never thought a black woman in that role.
But you know, it is changing slightly. I mean, we see it on Broadway. This wonderful
people
Felicia's
are taking
daughter
every
doing,
role.
Juliet.
Yeah.
You know, with Orlando Bloom. I mean, it's happening. You know, it's always going to be slow. It just is.
To me, the quintessential role for you as an actress is the role in Ghost. I mean, it makes sense that you won the Academy Award for that. Because, I mean, it is one of that movie holds up, and your performance is unbelievable.
It's the linchpin of the whole movie.
Well, the only reason I got the part was because of
Patrick.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I had a friend of mine come to my house in L.A. and say, I said, what's the matter? She said, girl, I just came from this audition. Every black woman in the world has gone out for it. People got up out the grave to go audition for this thing. And I'm like in my head going, I haven't heard about it.
Where have I been?
Told me.
Right.
So, you know, we have lunch and everything. And so I call my agent, you know, and I say, hey, I just heard about this thing. There's all these women go. They say, oh, he said, I was afraid you were going to hear about this. And I said, why? He said, because they don't want you. And I said, oh. Is
what
it?
I do.
Yeah.
Why are you the only black woman
only
they
black
don't
woman
want?
they didn't want? Because the writer felt that I was too recognizable.
Right. Well, you know, when you think about it, you got into The Color Purple, and Stephen probably loved that you were this sort of unknown.
Yeah.
And wasn't looking for Diana Ross.
No.
And now, all of a sudden, you're known, and everyone goes, well, we got to get somebody who isn't known.
And so I said, oh, okay. You know, I felt kind of bad, but I was like, okay, because I was on
now
my
here's
way.
a black role you can't get.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's
crazy.
Always crazy. And so I go down to Alabama because Sissy Spacek and I are making Long Walk Home. And I get a call from my agent who says, hey, you remember that movie that you wanted to audition for? And I said, which one? He said, the one Ghost. I said, oh, yeah. He said, well, they'd like to come and audition you. And I said, what? He said, yeah, they want to come down and see you. I said, what happened? He said, well, they put Patrick Swayze in the part. And Patrick's first question was, why isn't Whoopi Goldberg doing this? Does she not want it? Does she not like it? And they said, well, no, we haven't gone to her. And he's like, what are you talking about? She's perfect.
Right.
They said, well, no, the writer feels that it would take people out of the movie. And he says, well, I don't think I'm going to sign on to this until we at least audition her.
Right. Wow.
I've never met him.
Right.
And they said, okay, because they really wanted him. And so they came down to Montgomery, Alabama.
Wow.
And Patrick Swayze and I met. And the first thing we did was start laughing. I don't know what it was, but we were somehow we were connected. I can't explain it. And we just started having fun. And they went back, and a couple of days later, I got the offer.
When Patrick Swayze had the kind of juice to do that because he had that huge hit movie already, the one with the baby. Yeah. So he had the
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. He had the huge hit movie, so he had the clout to do that and the juice to even say, "Hey, I'm not doing this without Whoopi Goldberg."
At least audition her. And if she's wrong for it, then I'm not going to stick it. But
there are people who come along in your life who give you those kind of breaks, and it's like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Was it? It must. Without asking, without. Of course, it must have been difficult when he was dying, right? Did you have a last conversation with him?
Yeah, I forget what we were doing. I might have been doing the Whoopi show, and he was kind enough to come and do a part on it. Yeah. And he said, "Look, I got the time I got. I'm having as much fun as I can have. you know, and I'm going out like I came in, a big baby.
Wow.
I love. He was unlike anybody. Just a good good person.
Yeah.
You know, and so he's the one I thanked when I got my Oscar because you know he and the casting director who had been bugging the director to at least let me come and audition.
What did your mom say when you got that Oscar?
Well, it's really strange how she wasn't there.
Why?
Because she did not. She went when I was nominated for Color Purple. She was in the audience. We were there, and we didn't win, but we lost to somebody who you respect.
Who'd you lose to?
𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿.
Oh, Gerald.
Who did Trip to Bountiful?
You should have won it.
No. This woman had done such good work for so long, but because she was a New York actress,
she was overlooked.
Never won.
Right.
But she won this time for a really great part, which also Cicely Tyson, this tells you it's a great part. Cicely Tyson won the Tony for it.
Right.
It's a great part.
Right.
And she was great in it. So she won, and it was like, and she grew up in, she didn't grow up in Chelsea, but she lived in Chelsea with Rip Torn.
Right.
So I would see them, you know, in my youth. And so it was like family won. So it was great. But she didn't want to be disappointed in public. My mother was really very private, so she didn't want anyone to see that she would be disappointed if I didn't win.
Well, that's crazy, right?
And so I call her, and she didn't even watch.
She didn't want to jinx it.
So I called her, I said, Ma. She said, hello, Karen. I said, were you watching? She went, watching what? I said, Ma, come on. The Oscars are on. She said, no, I wasn't watching. I said, well, I won. She said, good for you.
Oh, my God. Did she dislike the name Whoopi? I mean, it was you were named Whoopi because you farted a lot.
Yes.
And so didn't she find that, oh, my daughter is Karen, sweet Karen, why is she Whoopi?
No, because she understood me.
Yeah.
She understood me. I've had so many nicknames in my life, Howard, it would just knock you out.
When you were shooting Ghost, did you know it was going to be a blockbuster mega hit?
No. We were all shocked when we saw it.
It seemed like a little film probably when you were shooting it.
It was a little tiny, you know.
Was it awkward for you to kiss? I mean, one of the most romantic screen kisses ever were you and Demi Moore.
Yeah.
You made out, and that's when Patrick Swayze gets to kiss his wife.
Right.
Was it awkward for you? I mean, you're straight as an arrow.
Yeah.
I don't think you've ever been into women, as far as I can tell.
Once or twice, I think. You mean
You mean the full thing with a woman?
No, not the full thing.
How far did you get?
A little far.
Titties? You felt them up?
Maybe.
A little bit. You experimented?
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe?
I don't know.
You forget. You draw a blank.
Time ago. No, not
Was it Barbara Walters that you felt up?
No. But you know how many women I've kissed in the movies? I kissed _A'Avery.
Right.
You know.
That's right.
Yes,
Celie was.
Celie was gay.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Right.
And I think there might be maybe two more. I can't remember which ones. But no, I'm straight as hell.
But it was a romantic kiss, nevertheless. It wasn't awkward?
No, because it was, in my head, I was Patrick.
And we all assume that when you make a great movie like with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore, that you all run off and become great friends afterwards. But that's not the case, right? It's a job, and you do it. And
sometimes you do.
Yeah.
And Patrick and I became friends. I see Demi from time to time, and we're all cool.
It's got to be a great memory, right?
It is a great memory.
Yeah, I mean, it's something. Do you watch that on TV when it airs?
I don't watch any of them.
You don't watch your movies?
No.
Why don't you?
I know how they end.
Right. No, is it because...
No, seriously. I know the end.
Yeah, but I
only want to see stuff I don't know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, but
you don't want to revisit or remember, no?
No, because it becomes about, that's the day I had the bad period.
Right.
I had cramps. I had
But maybe it's just the opposite. Maybe it's like, wow, that was like some of the best times of my life, and it's almost painful to remember. Like, it was so good. Like, I don't need to revisit
I don't need the
that.
movie for that. The great memories, I'm lucky enough to still actually have them and celebrate them because I think about them all the time.
When you were so to me, even when you started to do a radio show, or you start even with The View, which is a great gig for you, and you know it's wonderful, but I still feel like as an actress, you didn't get to finish your mission. That there were more movie roles you should have done, and I don't know what happened there.
I had to stop.
Why?
I had to stop because I got overwhelmed with the business of it and not the art. You know, I've always been an artist. That's how I always saw myself.
What do you mean? If you did a movie and it tanked, you took it to heart? And
well, I didn't, you know, even if I didn't take it to heart, other people took it to heart for you.
Right.
You know, people love to remind you, hey, you remember that really shitty movie you did? Wow, boy, was that bad. It's like,
no.
I know it was bad.
And that affects you.
It did. It began to. And so I had to leave L.A. I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Because everything becomes about the business. Your value becomes, hey, your last movie only made $7 million, and it becomes an embarrassment.
Well, people are embarrassed for you. See, I always think that if people come to see my movie, anybody comes to see my movie, it's a good thing.
It's a miracle, right? Yeah.
You know,
someone's watching me.
Yeah.
Right.
But it somehow you had to live up to all these expectations, which I couldn't do. I couldn't.
Well, you know, it's an unfortunate profession because if you're an actor, you've got to act, and there's only so many good roles. So, but you can't even predict